And we are. We're live right here. I need to raise you up a little bit because your head is cut off a little bit. You got the big head.
So very nice.
Just a hair. Oh, we're live, everybody. All right, just making some final minor adjustments here. You got to figure it out over there, Kurt Chase.
Welcome to the AutomotiveEdge.com stadium. It's the bottom of the ninth inning with 2 out, man on third, and Team Consumers are behind by 1 run. At the plate for the Consumers is Kurt Chase. The count is full. Joe Bag on the mound, waiting for the side. He goes to the stretch. Here's the pitch. It's a long fly ball deep in the left center field. It's going, gone. Another great walk-off win for Team Consumer by Kurt Chase at the AutomotiveEdge.com.
Well, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Last show of 2024. Can you believe it?
Crazy, man. I'm telling you, it's.
We say Happy New Year now. It's all of a sudden goodbye, New Year. Goodbye, old year. Happy New Year.
Well, we're right around the corner from it. What is it?
Wednesday.
Wednesday's New Year's
4 more
Eve
days.
is Tuesday, so it is upon us, and I'm really kind of glad for it. I'm ready for 2025.
Yeah, me too.
Well, what we've dealt with this past year in a lot of different ways, I'm really looking forward to it. So, yeah, goodbye this year and bring in the new year, and hopefully it'll roll out like we're hoping and expecting.
Yes, Maddie, did you have a good Christmas?
I did.
Okay, did you get the toothbrush you wanted?
I did not.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
So send me a picture of the toothbrush that you want. And we're gonna and the Automotive Edge radio show is gonna get you the toothbrush you want.
You're gonna gift me the Sonicare toothbrush.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I love those things. I got a Sonicare.
We're gonna get you orally hygiened.
You know, they have one now that actually, while you're brushing your teeth, it shoots water out too.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Oh, I don't need all that. No.
Okay, well, just send me the picture that you want, and then we're going to see Maddie on Monday, and we'll wrap it up real nice too. So now, don't forget, Maddie, send that to me. I shouldn't have to call you to get that picture.
I won't.
Okay.
I won't forget.
If you want it, you better do it.
Yes.
So,
sir.
did Dad cook on the green egg for Christmas?
No, we did a reverse sear.
Ooh.
So he cooked on the grill.
Did you hear that? A reverse sear.
Seared it and broiled it in the oven. I don't know.
Well, y'all's fancy over there, man.
Yeah, I like reverse sear meat.
It was really good.
You guys talk about all this stuff that I have no idea what you're talking about, but it sounds good.
What'd you eat for Christmas?
Ham.
Yeah. Oh, you're not a turkey guy.
No, I'm not a turkey guy. We had ham and scalloped potatoes, and went to my brother's house. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I spoke to your brother the other day. He called me.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Oh, he did say he called you. He let me know that he contacted you. So
we had chicken parmesan, Italian sausage, bow tie pasta with Alfredo sauce, sauteed vegetables, and for dessert there was cheesecake and tiramisu.
Ooh, that's pretty sweet right there.
Yeah. So my son's in-laws called and said, "Hey, would you cook our Christmas dinner? We heard about your chicken parmesan." So I cooked chicken parmesan for everybody.
Good for them. Lucky for them too.
Yeah.
I know it's good. I've had it. It's fantastic.
We ate well. So got to be at my grandson and granddaughters when they got up. She's 1, he's 4. It's always great.
Was that fun?
You hear that? Whoa! Wow! You know, and he's opening up everything. It looked like a toy store in that kid's house.
I'm sure, dear Lord.
It's their first grandchild, so
I'm sure they were loaded up.
Oh, yeah, that kid, he could do a garage sale and make a fortune
today.
That's right. 214-787-1190 is the Automotive Ed radio show. If you'd like to join us, make any comments, talk about where to go, who to see, what to do, give us a call, 214-787-1190. Or this whole week was crazy. I have never been to so many dealerships in a week helping consumers with their automotive needs. My old pastor, Matt, picked up his new Tundra.
Sweet.
And then a friend of mine, she went and picked up her new Highlander yesterday.
Oh, they're rocking and rolling.
I was over at the Honda store. I was at sent 4 people up to the Chevy store.
Were all those dealers busy?
Oh, everybody was
rocking. I see all the advertisements on TV about end of the year stuff going on, and it's they're making deals for sure.
Yep. Sent a buddy of mine, his son-in-law, I believe it is, headed down yesterday to see, or going today to see Justin Crane at Burleson Nissan. So we, big day. I got 2 people going over to Grapevine Dodge. I got several people going to Grapevine Ford. Everybody, Driver's Edge. I was blown away by how many people call me for service.
Awesome. To
get on the road, and we just got through signing an agreement for 21 years with Driver's Edge. Absolutely incredible. Just warms my heart. So
yeah, I guarantee you.
So are you getting anybody on yours? Mine just popped up.
Yeah, okay. They're starting to come on.
There we go. So anyway, hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and you got to really enjoy your family and your day off. I was, you know what I liked most about Christmas? Was driving down 1709 and everything was closed. Except for
what is 1709? What is
that's Keller Parkway?
Oh, okay, the main road through Keller.
Yeah, Main Street, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
But on the way out to the other side of Haslett, everything was closed. It was so cool. Yeah, I mean, your gas stations were open.
Well, they don't even have to have attendance for that.
Yeah.
But some of them probably still there.
And then coming back after we had lunch, we got on the road, and even Whataburger was shut down. I figured Whataburger was going to be open, but it wasn't.
How about McDonald's?
Closed.
Wow. Oh, that's right. We did see one.
There was only one open, one restaurant. What do you think it was?
I know
Jack in the Box.
Oh, I knew Cracker Barrel was closed too.
Yeah.
So that's all they were closed.
It's still nice. I remember at Christmas time growing up is that everything was shut down. And there was, we called him Old Man Wakefield, and he had Wakefield Grocers.
Wakefield's and McCoy's?
And he sat out there in front of his place with a big old table, twice as long as this. And you know what it was covered with?
Candy, food.
Batteries.
Oh, batteries.
Everything when we were growing up had to have batteries.
Oh, that's true.
And he had D, C, and AA. Very few AA because everything ran on C and D.
Right.
And so I got on my bike. I remember I got that electric football game, and we're looking around. We can't find the batteries. Man, I jump on my bike and paddle my butt up there. I mean, I'm doing 90-0. There's Old Man Wakefield out there.
Christmas morning,
got a 4-pack for 50 cents.
Yeah, because that saved the day for Christmas for a lot of people because, you know, without those batteries, then you can't play with the toys.
Yeah, it was cold. It was nasty, and I didn't care. When you was a kid, all the bad weather didn't matter. Man, I made it back and plugged in my 4D batteries
and rocked, huh?
Played NFL all day long. So, yeah. So, hope everybody had a great Christmas. Toys for Tots went through the roof with gives, and all the different charities I heard did really, really well this year. And when I talked to a lot of people, they said, hey, we know the next 4 years are going to be great for the economy, so we went ahead and splurged and helped a bunch of people out. So God bless each and every one of you that made a Christmas for somebody else this year. So,
well, we're going to have a segment at some point today that is what you would like to see happen in 2025. So if you'd like to join us for that, I don't know when the time it'll be, but start making your
10 o'clock hour.
10 o'clock hour, make your little list and give us a call, or you can also do it on Facebook. If you're tuned into the radio, we are the Automotive Edge radio show, and we're here every Saturday morning from 8 to noon on Talk Radio 1190 AM, which is an iHeartMedia Network station. But we're on a lot of social media sites as well. You can follow us on live right now, audio and video on the Automotive Edge Facebook page. Then our sister Facebook page, Shifting Gears. Then we're on LinkedIn, but under LinkedIn, it's under Kurt Chase's personal LinkedIn page. And then on YouTube, search the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Be sure and add Radio Show in there to get the Automotive Edge Radio Show. And there we are. So there's a lot of places to find us, and we get a lot of people making comments and doing the things that if you're fearful to call into the show, and you shouldn't be. Kurt's the only one mean. I'm nice. I'll treat you right. I don't know about him, but anyway, don't be fearful. Call in and give us your list of what you'd like to see in 2025, or make comments on our pages.
Huh?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Who the mean one is?
I heard you were Grinch this year, weren't you?
No. I did really good. We had a nice, quiet Christmas. My family went other places. We had a lot of family out of town, and the rest of them went to my niece's house. And
do you think this is like the first year people felt really comfortable going out of town than they have in a long time?
they said 100 million people traveled.
They said it was going to be pretty.
It was
crazy.
a record.
Yeah,
100 million.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. I think people felt something about their feeling of this year that they wanted to do it, and they did it. So,
yeah, this was the first year that one of the first years ever, I think, in my life that I didn't spend it with my big family. But they went to my niece's place, and I had family out in Tyler and Tennessee and everywhere. Had family travel. It's that year where everybody flipped over to see in-laws.
That's good.
And then next year, hopefully, some of the Scrooges in his family will quit being Scrooges. We can all get back together. And,
it'll be the Laws back together.
Yeah,
the in-laws.
Yeah, the Hatfield and McCoys can have a get together and have a little bit of Christmas fun. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. Coming up, what will change in 2025 in the auto industry? If you've been on the bubble and waiting to buy an automobile, there's some great things coming down the pipeline. And I've talked with a lot of dealers, some financial institutions. I stopped by a couple of places where I bank and was kind of getting an insight on what's happening. We're going to cover that and a whole lot more. And will the SUV trend continue? All coming up here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. Don't go away, because we'll be right back.
Michael Anthony says, good morning, friends. That's our Pittsburgh follower up there in Pennsylvania. Good morning, Michael. What's the weather like up there?
Cold.
I figured that. It's always cold in those neck of the woods.
So he's got to be happy the Steelers made the playoffs if he's a Steeler fan.
I think he is.
Yeah.
If he's even into the NFL, you know, a lot of people have starting to jump ship with all that.
Huh. Yeah, the Cowboys, I wonder who they're going to play in the playoffs.
Which year?
Maybe Nimitz High School.
About 2030, they might have a shot.
Goodness gracious.
I saw somebody had, what was it? What do they call a mock draft? And the first 10, they didn't even have Genty in it, the running back. They had Travis Hunter going like in third pick to someplace. Wow. That's a surprise to me.
Real surprise.
Yeah.
I didn't understand all that. Kudos to him. It's already said and done. But the running back from Boise State would have been a walk away for that.
That's what I'm talking about. Genty,
yeah. 100%.
Dad Greg says, good morning, fellas. Good morning there, brother.
Hello, Dad Greg. There's somebody on here, James Garrett. Do you know James Garrett?
I've heard that before. I think I saw his name. I saw that name posted in the post office on the wanted section. I saw that name. Most wanted in the post office.
I thought he was in that
movie. There was a Western guy.
That new drag queen show in Las Vegas. I'm not sure.
Wasn't there there was a Western guy named James Garrett, wasn't it? What was that?
No, it was Garrett is the last name, but it wasn't James Garrett. It was oh boy.
I had to bring it up, didn't
I?
I think the Garrett is in there.
Okay, who was the big Western star? Last name Garrett. And he was a federal marshal.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, Bo! Why you just ruined the whole show? Now we got to figure
we
out
got to
who it
start
is.
all over. All right, shut it down. Let's reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, what is that guy's name?
You know what? I was relaxing on the couch, and up came all these Clint Eastwood movies. Gosh, I love that guy.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know, High Plains Drifter, Fistful of Dollars, Good, the Bad, the Ugly. And then he was in the original Kelly's Heroes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was blown away. Are you Googling it?
I'm trying to find. Nobody's helping me out. So.
But yeah, I'm telling you what, there were some really good old movies on.
That's what I like to watch anyway.
Yeah. A lot of, you know, have you ever seen the Guns of Navarone?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Pat Garrett
Pat Garrett.
and Billy the Kid.
Billy the Kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's the one that got Billy the Kid, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so you got to watch the Guns of Navarone. That is a great movie.
Well, you're always supposed to send me text messages of these movies,
Yeah.
and I never get them. So I can't forget their names by the time we get through the show.
Oh, I'm telling you, some of those old ones, absolutely incredible. And Clint Eastwood, he was in that movie. I can't think of what it was. Where remember the captain on Gilligan's Island?
Oh yeah,
he was in it, and he was a horseshoer, but he had killed one of Clint Eastwood's buddies, and he arrested him. Those just great people in that movie. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, I enjoy that old stuff. You know, there's shoot 'em up a little bit, but there's not all the cursing and craziness in those movies.
Like the new
10
ones.
seconds.
Yeah, my dad, he was a big John Wayne fan. My dad saw every John Wayne 10 times over.
I don't know anybody that was in our parents' age that didn't like John Wayne.
Yeah.
And I like John Wayne too. Speaking of the Dancing Queen.
214-787-1190. This segment of the show is brought to you our sponsor of 21 years. Driver's Edge Auto Repair. 2-year, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty on all engine repairs. And right now, there's a lot of people going to be traveling for the New Year's holidays. Please don't drink and drive. But make sure your car is ready. Take it over to Driver's Edge. If you go to mydriversedge.com, that's mydriversedge.com, you'll find 23 locations all over the DFW airport area, from the other side of the DFW airport all the way out towards Weatherford to all the way to Duncanville, Dallas, Frisco, Plano, Keller, Southlake. They're everywhere. And get your car checked out. Get your car checked out before you hit the road. There's nothing worse than pulling your spare out and your spare is flat, not having enough oil in your car, your windshield wiper blades aren't working, whatever the case may be. Go by there and let them do a once-over, headlight to tail light, and make sure your car is road ready. The place, mydriversedge.com. So I was asked what was really going to happen in 2025, and after visiting with all the dealers, all my dealer buddies, everybody's excited about what's going to be going on with lifting all these mandates on the electric vehicles, which is crazy. There should never be a mandate on what to build. Never. We should never mandate, the 535 people in Congress going, we want you to build an electric car. We know what's best for America, while they're all flying in jets, driving around in big SUVs. When they were talking about the head count, how many of y'all drive electric cars? I think one hand went up. but they know what's best for us, right? So
what's good for the goose is not good for the gander.
Yeah, lift the mandates. And when you look across the board at all the manufacturers, a bunch of them are going on hiatus from building electric cars right now because their lots are bloated with electric vehicles that they can't sell.
And the popularity of hybrids is what's probably killing that too, because that is really going through the roof.
Yeah, all the new hybrid releases are coming down the pipeline, and here pretty soon, everything Toyota is going to be building will be a hybrid technology, which, they led the industry when they first came out with Prius. People were going, that was so ahead of its time, their technology, that when you hit the brakes, your dash turned blue to let it know that it was a regenerative system. That when you touched the brakes, it was regenerating the battery, and where you had gas and electric, and the electric motor would get you so far. And they've turned that hybrid technology into just greatness.
Isn't it like about 50 miles a gallon on some of those?
Oh, yeah.
Because, you're not using much gas when you're in that hybrid mode.
Yeah, once you see the blue, it's electric, not gas.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
And
you don't have to worry about charging it at home or worried about a charging station down the road somewhere.
right.
There, that's the kicker right there, and that's why people are going to them.
Yeah, and the burn coming out the exhaust is cleaner than it's ever been, and we have some of the cleanest cars in the world on the road here in the United States. And so now Toyota, you look at their Corollas, everything they're building Corolla hybrid. Camrys are all now hybrids. You look at their Highlanders, hybrids. Or yesterday, I looked at 33 Highlanders, and there were some of them that they were calling me after I left going, sold, sold, sold. That Toyota Highlander is the deal right now. Everybody is in love with the Toyota Highlander. The Highlander Grand, you can't even get right now. As fast as they're coming off the truck, they're sold. And so you'd have to go over to Freeman Toyota and leave your name and number and deposit to get you one. But this hybrid technology, when you look at it, everybody is starting to go, okay, how can we share this technology with this dealer and with this manufacturer? And how do we share with this? Because you got Toyota and Mazda sharing. You've got Honda and Chevy sharing. And now Honda looks like they're going to take and jump in with Nissan. Nissan's already with Mitsubishi and crank that thing back up. And that's one of the big head scratchers in the industry is how could Nissan not be prospering and doing better than what they're doing with a world-class automobile? That's my only gotcha for 2024 is the Nissan. For me, it's one of the best looking rigs out there. I'm a very visual person. I think Nissan, I think Hyundai's got some cool looking stuff. I don't like what they did to the Santa Fe. I think they butchered that thing up, but so be it. They went to a very robotic looking, squared off, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it.
Kind of like an EV. It kind of looks like an EV.
I just didn't get it. But their Sonata, their Elantra, their pickup truck, all that stuff looks absolutely fantastic. And then you go to the Nissan side and you look at the Sentra and the Altima, the new Nissan Rogue, the new Nissan Kicks, absolutely incredible. And now you got the new Murano out. And it just, every time you turn around, they're just building something completely new, totally redesigned, and they're killing it. As far as the looks, the design. And, one thing about Nissan is they've always been big on torque and acceleration. And so the new Armada, wait till you see this thing, one of the big people movers where you're getting the big V6 turbos, which everybody's going to. You look at the iForce motor that Toyota had forever and ever and ever is now a V6 twin turbo in your Sequoias, in your Land Cruisers. Pretty soon you're going to be seeing that in their pickup truck. People go, wow, V6 turbo, what will that do? Let me tell you, their V6 turbos, what they're able to do as far as pulling power, towing power, absolutely incredible. The technology is just superb when it comes to what they can do with smaller motors. If you think about it, Indy cars have always been V6s and V4s. People think, well, yeah, it's a big V8 or V12. It's not. And so these folks really know how to maximize 4 cylinders, 3-cylinder vehicles that are out there now, and then the V8s. and my car, it's got a V8 and it's got the big V8, the 6.2. But when I'm going down the highway, it'll show that it's running on V4 power. It goes from V8 in half to V4. And so this new technology and everything they're coming out with is just absolutely incredible. They're not skipping a beat on it. But as time goes on, and then we get Trump full blown in 2025 on January 20th, things are going to elevate to a whole new level. That's one thing. The only thing that I would really like to see the government to stop doing is the mandates, because they do it to
You're supposed to wait till 10 o'clock for that.
do it to benefit their buddies. What do you mean?
You're supposed to wait till 10 o'clock to share what you want to see in 20.
I got a whole different list.
Oh,
I got a
okay.
whole different
Well,
list.
we'll forgive you this time.
Okay. But
Add that in there.
just as far as the auto industry,
I got you.
there's a completely different list for that. But for the auto industry,
well, don't you think the mandates are going to go away?
oh yeah,
Yeah,
he's going to start tearing them up.
Yeah.
Do you remember when President Trump was on Inauguration Day? They go to the White House and they showed that highway that was up north somewhere, New Hampshire somewhere, and they had spent $100 million. Get this, in legal red tape and everything else, and the highway still wasn't built.
That's not the one that collapsed, was it?
No, and he had those big stacks of books, and he goes, and they had the trash can right next to the deal, and he goes, let's build a bridge and a highway. Let's build it. And so that's one thing, is they do that because all their buddies and all these different governmental departments are getting paid.
It's called
to slow things down, to give them a job doing absolutely nothing.
Hands in the pie.
Yeah. And so with that, we're going to see a lot of things happening. When he says drill, baby, drill, when we're energy independent again, and we don't have Uncle Joe giving away our reserve or selling off our reserve, things
Giving
are
away
just
our
going to
money.
be absolutely fantastic. And so the mandates, they need to go. It's amazing. We vote people in office, they get up there, and then they're untangible. I saw the best clip of 2024. It was my favorite one, where the guy's standing there and Elizabeth Warren's standing there, and he goes, so you're forgiving all these people college debt? And he said, yep. And he goes, well, I got a friend. He has a big boat. He travels the world. He lives in a nice house. He makes a ton of money. And you just forgave his daughter's college debt. And she goes, well, that's good. He goes, well, I worked 2 jobs and paid cash to get my child through college. Can I get that back? And she goes, absolutely not.
Well,
real cocky like. And boy, I'm going, you know what? These are the things that drive me crazy, is that who is on first base? We don't know, because it's all been done behind closed doors. And then you come out with bills that are 1,500 pages, and they knocked it down to what, 150?
Yeah.
I loved it. There was one in there that Rand Paul put up, and it said that they wanted inspectors for the inspectors that are inspecting maple syrup. That's what our tax dollars are going for. But you know what? The auto industry is resilient. It's the largest employer in the world. Now we're going to have the right person in the White House, and he knows what it takes to make America great again. And we're going to rock and roll this whole thing. And the dealers are going to grow exponentially, because the rates will be low. You'll see incentives. There'll be a lot of things coming down the pipeline, and you will love driving your automobile, because things will be less expensive. 214-787-1190. Your thoughts. Join us. 214-787-1190. Make your comments on our live feed here. We'd love to hear from you here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show. Last show of 2024 here on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. We'll be right back. You like my new cup?
Oh, yeah. That's very cool. How long? I mean, it's about, you can't use it after this week, right?
Sure you can.
It's Christmas stuff.
I'm Mr. Christmas.
I know, but you can't use it after this week. After this week.
Maybe you can't, but
you can't use it.
You're going to take it home with
I
you
like
and bring
this.
it back next year?
Yeah, I like this cup here.
You're the first one to drink out of our new coffee cup.
This is fantastic right here, man.
Yeah.
Very
You're
nice.
the first one to use it.
Well, it's very nice.
Aren't you special? I
I'm
don't
very
know why my
special.
wife likes you so much.
Well, I've been meaning to tell you about that. I don't know if this is a good time or not. But
You want to get something off your check
Yeah,
for a
really,
New Year's
yeah.
resolution?
yeah, I talked to my priest about it first.
Well, you know, I wonder why she walks down the hallway and jumps up and kicks her heels. Yeah, I didn't even get a new cup, but I got my Christmas cup.
That's nice. That's a very now. So, did you get the plates and all that with it too? Like all the
Yeah,
different.
just a nice set of coffee cups. We had a bunch that got broken or old,
The coffee cups, you mean?
and bunch of stuff. When we moved, I threw so much stuff out. And then, so she, I don't know if she bought them or someone gave them to her, but she got a whole new set of them, and they're really nice.
Very nice. I like it's just so smooth, man.
Yeah.
And a good size. I like the size of it too.
Yeah. And it makes coffee taste better.
I think so. Something tastes better about it. I'm thinking
right.
that cup. Probably
Well, the lady that will be beautiful her entire life, Miss Deborah Gonzalez, joining us.
if you want to know anything about what's going around the globe, locally, state-wise, USA-wise, and global, Deborah Gonzalez got it. She knows everything about everything down to the deep, dark secrets of the political side and everything else.
Yep.
She sends me a lot of stuff.
And she never ages.
No,
She's not going to age.
I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening.
When we're at that burger place, she's there with her grandson. That could have been her son.
Oh, no doubt.
I'm going. You know how many women are mad at her because she just doesn't age.
Well, if they saw her, they'd be mad at her for sure.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. How do you say it? Jess Paul
Wow.
joining us here this morning. Karen Ledford. Good morning. Yeah, I'm ready for 2025. I can't wait to get.
Especially after January 20th.
Oh yeah.
30 seconds.
Thank you, Miss Maddie.
Hopefully, Trump will win and reverse a lot of stuff. You see all the stuff he's signing now? You hadn't heard from him all year long, and all of a sudden, man, he's signing everything he can. We took all those people off death row and freed a bunch of people, and then he's protecting all the senators that lied under oath against former president. I mean, he is really covering everybody's own son, and he gave him immunity all the way back to 2014.
Yeah.
Why 2014?
Because he's protecting himself with that.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
And Deborah Fine says, good morning. The beautiful and talented Miss Deborah Gonzalez.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Heath McClendon. There was the guy on radio, McClendon. I wonder if he's related.
That's my cousin.
I wonder if he had anybody. That was a guy's name, McClendon, that was on, I think it was Cliff.
Oh, a radio station?
Yeah, his last name was McClendon.
I don't remember that.
I don't know. 214-787-1190 is the number. This segment of the show is brought to you by Classic Buick GMC and Jermaine Pearson, who's the general sales manager out there. I was talking to him this week, and he's got a bunch of tax credits. If you're looking to lease a vehicle, he's got a bunch of products out there you don't have to pay taxes on. You're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars you don't have to pay taxes on. And for every 1,000, you can figure $30 a month. So if you buying a $30,000-$40,000 vehicle, man, that is a ton, or leasing a ton of savings where you don't have to pay the TT&L. And then if you're putting money down, I mean, you can be driving a really, really nice rig for a very, very low payment. And I got to tell you, one of my top 5 vehicles for 2024 rolling into 2025 is the Buick Enclave. I got to spend time driving that, and I opened that bad boy up, got in the back seat, the third row, the electric seating in there, the AVR edition. Unbelievable. I'm going to tell you, when I talk about Buick, people, well, I remember when my grandparents drove a Buick. Well, you need to drive one. And it will, I'm telling you, the layout and the ride and driving and handling. And the one thing that really stood out was how it felt like a big meat and potato vehicle when I got behind the steering wheel. And it was one finger drive. And if you don't know what that is, that's old school, where you can put your finger on the left or right side of the steering wheel and just turn it. That thing is, boy, did Buick knock it out of the park. There's a whole lot more. You got your full Denali lineup and your Yukon and your Yukon XL, your pickup trucks. There's something there to keep everybody happy. Jermaine Pearson, General Sales Manager, Classic Buick GMC. Go to classicarlington.com. That's classicarlington.com and meet Jermaine and the staff and enjoy your shopping and buying and leasing experience. That's classicarlington.com. So the one thing that really blew my mind when I'm looking through all the technology and everything coming up for 2025 is all of the self-driving hands-free. I just don't wrap my brains around it. And why? Here's the thing. What is the importance of that? And nobody can answer it. Now, one person can tell me it's a cool factor, but nobody can tell me the importance of driving a vehicle, or actually you're not even driving. You're in the vehicle being driven by a computer.
Can I ask you this to see if it may have something to do with it? I feel like, and I think a lot of people do, that manufacturers add things to vehicles to make them more expensive or to get more dollars out of what they've got in the vehicle. Do you think that's part of it?
No, absolutely not.
Well, why would they do it then? Because I don't get it. I just have that. I would have that claustrophobic feeling of sitting there, doing this kind of thing.
Well, you think about it. The Chevy Silverado EV has zero markup in it.
Right. Okay.
So here you got a $90,000 truck with all the bells and whistles and goodies. This thing is massive. The cab on that thing is massive. Jason Lawing, general sales manager out there at Eldorado Chevrolet, I got in one, actually took it out and drove it. That thing is ginormous in that cab. It's like the mega cab that, Ram came out with, the mega cab. This thing is unbelievable. And it's got remember the Chevy Avalanche?
Yeah.
Okay, same setup. But the back window folds down, the whole back area folds down. Inside, you can fold it down where you can use the whole bed up to the driver's seat.
Crazy.
Absolutely incredible. But you look at a $90,000 pickup truck with all the goodies and bells and whistles, and it's got no markup in it. Then you look at all the technology that Volkswagen's coming out with. Average markups $380. I don't know how the salespeople make a living. I honestly don't. My margins were completely different when I was selling and running dealerships. But I'm sitting there going, goodness
do you
gracious.
think there's that many people that are desiring to have that?
No. Well, look at the lots. They're full of them.
Yeah.
Now, the numbers are coming up for the people that know the $7,500 is going away. Thank God that Trump's coming in and going, hang on. The government will not subsidize you driving a car. We're subsidizing enough stuff. Driving a car is not one of them. And people are going, yeah, I hear people going, well, that's just wrong. I said, you think it's wrong that the taxpayers are paying people to buy cars?
Well, they don't pay for anything else. They don't pay for you to get a house. Well, I know somebody talked about that. I think Kamala talked about doing that, giving money to buy houses and stuff. I don't understand why that has to take place. Let just the market take care of itself and let people do what they need to do to get what they can get, and instead of putting them in places to where it costs the American people.
That's what you do. That's what advertising is for, is that you have the right advertising when you release a new product and you get it to market. When Toyota released their new Land Cruiser, they didn't run to the federal government and go, hey, can you give us $5,000 on every Land Cruiser so we can sell them and get them to market? Didn't happen. When Chevy came out with their new Trax, they didn't run to the federal government and go, hey, we're releasing a new Chevy Trax. Can you give us $5,000 per car to make this thing work? They didn't. So why with electric? And they keep talking about all this renewable. They don't have anything to replace it. That's the sad thing, is that, you know what, Bo, I had this idea. I want to build this really cool house. You give me all the money I need, but guess what? I don't have the actual product to build it. I'm going, what are we doing? We're putting the cart in front of the horse.
Exactly.
And so every manufacturer, and here's the thing, I've been doing this for 37 years. I saw Yugo come in, and Yugo, we go, gone, see you later. Geo. I remember when they released the Geo tractor, everybody, was very, very inexpensive. Boy, did you get what you paid for. Gone. Saab faded away. Hummer faded away. Pontiac, which hate to see go. I would rather seen Pontiac Oldsmobile than Buick stay. I think Oldsmobile legacy would have been much, much stronger, but Buick's still building great automobiles. But you go down the PT Cruiser. I remember when the PT Cruiser came out and people were doing cartwheels off of it. The problem was that Chrysler built way too many of them. They flooded the market. There was a dealer that had a 325-day supply. Think about that.
Oh,
if they
my
had to build
Lord.
another car for a year and a half, 2 years, they would have had inventory. So what do? They discontinue that product. They come out with a new product and move on down the road. That's what you do. That is, and not knocking on the White House door going, hey, can you help us out? We want to build this and we want to do this. That's where lobbyists need to go away. There needs to be no lobbyist. Let's see what the American people truly need. Let's spend the money where it's really, truly needed. This deficit would drop. The reason we have a deficit is the people sitting in Congress, not because of the American people.
Well, Heath McClendon says, I don't want to be in anything that can control itself, just something to go wrong. And, we've talked about this, is that the responsibility of that.
Right.
We've talked to judges. We have judge friends, and we've covered all that.
Yeah, don't go in their courtroom and say the car didn't work right.
Right. And with everything this can be taken over by a hacker.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't think, listen, there's been so much stuff hacked over the last couple of years, it's not even funny.
Yep.
And if you don't think that car could be hacked and that all of a sudden that steering wheel just takes a quick right or left or whatever, you're just sitting there with just dumbfounded look when that thing does that. And you're responsible for whatever happens when that does happen.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So I don't want it. I mean, I'd rather, at least if I'm driving and I make a mistake, I know that I made a mistake. I will be held liable, but I know I was liable.
Well, here's the thing. Nobody can tell me so far what the benefit is for a self-driving car. Nobody.
I don't know what it is.
And one guy goes, well, here there was.
They may say they
and I
like.
appreciated what he said. He said,
1 minute.
what if I'm driving long distance and I fall asleep? The car is going to keep me safe. I went,
You are absolutely nuts.
I went,
Wow.
hang on a minute. That's what.
Would you trust a car that much to go to sleep
Are
in
you
it?
kidding me?
I don't even trust it
So-
to be awake in it.
So
like
Google
that.
this: man sleeping while driving video, and pull it up. And here's a guy. He's leaned against the window, sound asleep, and they're pulling up
30
and they're
seconds.
videotaping. His mouth is wide open, and he is out. And that car is going down the highway.
Crazy.
I'm going, do you really think that that's a good thing? What are the benefits for self-driving car? I get lane assist. I get ABS. I get automatic braking. I get backup cameras. I get all that. I get that
10
technology.
seconds.
But
You gotta go.
self-driving, I don't think so. 214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
So is this it right here? This guy falling asleep. Look
Oh,
at-
yeah. He's out.
Look at that.
He's
Oh,
done, buddy.
He's totally asleep. Ah.
Yeah, he
Man,
is gone.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Y'all have to Google that. And I Googled driver asleep at the wheel. Well, this is a Tesla he's in.
70 miles an hour, he's asleep.
Mhm.
Sound asleep.
He is out like crazy.
Oh, yeah. And there's a bunch of them. There's like 6 of them. The one guy, they pull up next to him and they pull up to the passenger side. And this guy's got his head against the window and he is out. And I'm going, what are the benefits? I guess if you want a nap, I don't know. But nobody can tell me the true benefits of a self-driving car other than, hey, we got some people that are really, really, really smart that can build a car that you don't have to drive. You don't have to pay attention.
Well, you did say like the things I do like that lane assist. That kind of, if you kind of look away for a second, you can feel it coming back in, or they notify you when in your rear, in that side mirror.
Yeah.
With the light
Yep.
and a blink and the little notification, the backup.
I call that the awareness system. I get it.
Yeah.
Being aware is a
no,
good thing, but
yeah.
being asleep, driving
That is
down
not being
driving down the
aware.
road, me and you singing "Happy Birthday" and clapping and looking at each other. No,
Can you imagine me and you driving down the highway, both of us dead drooling?
Yeah, we're both in the middle, just leaned against each other's head, sound asleep.
You know what happened, don't you? We've been hell on. We hit in a semi.
Yeah.
I know that's what would happen to me. No, thank you. And you're going to be responsible when that car does hurt somebody, and you ain't going to like the results. I promise that. So
100%.
no. We know people that use it. We know Justin Crane uses it.
Yeah.
He seems to like it, but I'm not into that. I think I'd rather stay awake and see where things are going on than I would be trying to sleep behind the wheel of a vehicle. It's pretty nutty. All I got to say. You think that that's going to save you from being, maybe might even save your life by staying awake. Something goes wrong, you can, I can kind of see a little self-driving in an airplane because you're up in the sky and, if things get off course, it might have a big buzzer to wake you up or something or jab you in the back, but not on the roads.
I wonder if there's any pilots that are listening that can tell us when you, let's say you're doing a long distance flight. We flew to London, 11-hour flight or whatever it was. Do you go to sleep in the cockpit when it's on autopilot? I don't think the pilots do.
I think they might.
Maybe the co-pilot.
I think they take turns, maybe.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
Because somebody's still awake for any kind of issue.
Yeah.
And they probably do that. But I don't think both of them up there.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Yeah. But here's the thing. I think, self-drive, flying cars, I ain't got a problem with it.
Right, if they ever get to
I saw this guy the other day built this drone that he could fly on.
I thought that'd be here way before some of this.
And I'm going, okay, not a bad idea.
Right.
But for him to get up in that drone and then go to sleep while he's standing up and program the drone to get him somewhere would be a case of sheer stupidity. I don't see the benefit.
Art said you could fall asleep in your car, then wake up to see a sign, Buenos dias, a Mexico. That's about right.
Yeah. Nobody can tell me the benefit. That's what's so funny. They can tell me it's cool or they like it, but they can't tell me the benefit.
No.
Hey, 214-787-1190, last show of 2024 here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show, helping you with all your automotive needs. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, we're here to help. And good morning, Stephen Engel. Thanks for joining us here on the show. Art is...
He's always on fire. I love that guy.
I love that guy.
That's my royal purple brother that lives in Lufkin, Texas.
That's right. Thanks for joining us. This segment of the show is brought to you by Freeman Toyota. When Dane Miner, general manager, says on the affordable side of the Metroplex, there's a reason why. I've been there 3 times in a week, meeting listeners, saying hello, congratulations, and nobody comes close to what they're doing. And if you go to freemantoyota.com, that's freemantoyota.com, look what Dane Miner is giving you at no charge on the front page when you buy the vehicle. Absolutely incredible. And I've known Dane for over 40 years now. And you won't meet a guy with a bigger heart, and the people that work for him know his heart and how to take care of customers. It's as laid back and enjoyable when it comes to your Toyota experience as it's going to get. The place, freemantoyota.com, 820 and 183. See BJ or Jerry Patterson and let them know you're listening to the Automotive Ed Radio Show and enjoy your Toyota experience. That's freemantoyota.com. Okay, so enough of the self-driving for all the goobers out there. I know you're right. Justin Crane loves it. I don't understand it. I've never used my cruise control.
I used to, but I don't use it much anymore either.
I don't. I've never been a guy that uses the cruise control.
If you're really out on a long drive it's kind of cool. Helps with the keeping your speed right, so you're not up and down. Saves probably on gas mileage and stuff. But I haven't been anywhere in a long time to where I had that long distance on the highway. Most of my stuff is kind of in and around the area. So putting it on, I'm usually having to take it right off.
Huh.
It's pretty cool on long trips.
I guess I've never. We're making a long drive next week, and I stay on the gas the whole time. I couldn't tell you the last time I used cruise control.
Well, even like where you're going on I-45, it's a lot of traffic. So even it just kind of keeps you from, you put it on, but then you got to take it off, and put it on, got to take it off because of traffic.
Right.
You can't just stay on it like you're the only person on the road. Just set it at 70 or 75 or whatever you're going to do. But it just doesn't always work for long terms because of traffic.
Now, here's another one that I want you to think about. What you would you like or dislike connectivity? So we have the self-driving cars, which I don't get. Nobody can tell me one benefit of a self-driving car. One benefit other than a cool factor. You can drive down the road and you can turn on the disco and you put your hands in the air, shake them like you just don't care, blah, blah, blah. Connectivity, where cars can connect with one another. I'm going, I don't get that. And they say it's going to reduce accidents and it's going to do this and do that. And I'm like,
I think it's going to cause more accidents because if it can communicate and you can tell that sucker where to stick it, I don't think is it communicatable like that or how?
No, it's communicatable as far as preventing accidents. So they're saying.
So what's the difference that than automatic braking? I mean, the communication, I mean, what I'd want is like, sucker, move over.
Well, if
you're
a
in the
car,
left-hand lane, get in the right lane.
Let's say a car is in lane 2 and realizes, oh my gosh, I've got to make a left-hand turn. The cars will connect, and immediately when those wheels turn to go this direction, it hits the brakes. And so it's called connectivity, where all the cars can connect with each other, and the systems pick up every little finite detail about where that car is going and what it's doing.
Well, that's still losing control of your vehicle then somewhat, isn't it? I can't quite understand how that's going to work.
What was one of the main things that your teacher told you in class?
Don't cheat.
No, I didn't follow that rule. The only way you're going to succeed is if you do what?
Learn it yourself.
Pay attention.
Pay attention, right?
Pay attention when you get behind the wheel. Remember, driving a car is not a God-given right. It's a privilege. It's a privilege to have a driver's license to get behind the wheel. And why people want more technology to where they don't have to pay attention behind the wheel?
Well, let me ask you this
beyond
question.
me. Would
you like it if you're got all the years of experience and driving and got all it under control and doing, you got the experience, but somebody that's driving next to you has never learned nothing about driving, but they're in a connected vehicle car and that hand's driving all by itself. Would you feel comfortable even around that person?
Well, I wouldn't.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
I don't get it.
And I think that's where it's kind of heading, is taking the responsibility out of the driver, but they think that, but that's not going to be reality. They'll find out that you'll be responsible no matter what happens.
Yeah. Well, I think the technology needs to be simple. When people get in a car and you push that button or put the key in it, however it works, you put your hands on the steering wheel. And it's okay if you got that gangster lean, you got your wrist up on the 12 o'clock spot, and you're chilling like me, listening to some disco music going down the highway. And I have a buddy of mine, he said, man, you just think you're thumping going down the road. I didn't know what that meant. But now I do, and I do. I thump when I go down the road. I have my disco playing. I got my wrist up on the wheel, and I'm chilling. But you know what? I'm in total control of my car. I'm paying attention. Even though I'm listening to the Commodores or Earth, Wind, and Fire or the Isley Brothers, does not matter. I'm still paying attention to what's going on the road. And anytime I've been in an accident has not been my fault. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. Cars to drive for 2025 coming up here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. When we get back, stay with us. Don't go away. Here we go.
So did you see Beyonce on the halftime show the other day?
No,
I didn't either. I didn't want to.
I turned it off.
So did a lot of other people. And
Yeah.
people that watched it didn't care for it either. But I don't
And
know.
now they're all up in arms because she gave the gun sign. You know, it's illegal in the NFL. You get fined for doing the
anything like
guns up or whatever. But she thinks she's, the greatest thing since sliced bread, her and her husband. So she did it anyway.
that. Well,
And I was like, well, then don't pay her.
well, that's what the NFL is doing, is continuing to going down that route with those kind of people, which I don't get either. But that's another story. But it's a great day today. We're in North Texas, and it's a little cloudy today, expecting some rain. I don't know where it is where you are, but hopefully you'll have a safe and happy New Year's Eve coming up, and hopefully a very prosperous 2025. And I think a lot of people are hoping and feeling for that. I think that's why you're seeing a lot of optimism.
You know what? I have friends, God love them, that need on and off switches for the weather. I talked to a buddy of mine yesterday, and he goes, man, I'm so sick of this rain. I said, weren't you the guy that was
begging for rain about
August, September, and October?
I know.
I mean, we had no rain. The lakes were down, and, and now we're getting good rain. We're filling up all the reservoirs, and things are okay. And what are you saying?
Griping about it.
Rain, go away, come back another day.
Steven says, will car communication stop tailgating? If it does, then I'm all for it.
Yes, it will. They have the, it's not out yet, but I've looked at some of the connectivity and the software and everything that they're looking to put in these vehicles. And when a car gets within a certain distance, it's actually going to tap the brakes.
Your brakes, right?
No, the person that's getting up on your butt.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The person behind you.
Right.
Their brakes.
Yeah, because you don't want to tap your brakes and then they
right,
hit you.
right. That's what I was making sure.
The connectivity will be your car will alert them that they're too close. And so, you know what? Things like that, I go to lane assist, ABS on my truck. When I get too close, it looks like a radar that spans over the whole front, and different lights come on, whether it's the left corner, the right corner, whatever, that I'm too close. I get that. But for the cars to communicate, the one thing the guy said is, I'm telling you, within days, here's the scary part. If you have your phone, Stephen, and you are one of these really, really smart hackers, and there's connectivity, once you can actually take and connect to my car into my infotainment system, which is connected to what?
Your phone.
Your phone, and download everything that's in that cell phone.
Like they're doing right now with that problem they're having called blotching or something like that.
Yeah.
Where you get a gift and you don't know who the sender is, but when you open the gift, it says,
Scan the QR
scan
code.
this QR code to see who it's from. And as soon as you do, bada bing, bada bang, everything you got on that phone is now theirs.
Yep.
Anything's connected to a bank or anything like that, it's gone. It's theirs now. So what's going to keep that from happening?
Yeah, now they're showing these people that are going around there distracting the guy behind the register, and they're slamming that code detector on top of the deal where you swipe your credit card.
Oh, wow.
The scanners.
Right.
And they're putting it over it. And so this one guy, he walked up and he looked for a minute, and he just popped that whole thing off, and he handed it to the cashier and go, look what they're doing. And they're sitting outside recording everything.
Well,
Good
that's
morning, Ty Gemmin from Jamestown, Kentucky.
Where's that at?
In Kentucky.
Well, I figured that. Jamestown. Is that in the mountains? I don't know. I just fear the more you get into that, the more these guys are going to figure out how to tap into those things.
I think it's a total invasion of privacy.
I do too.
100%.
And you think it's for the good and the safety, But I think there's, as we know, a lot of things that end up good, there's more bad that goes along with it. And so I think the more you open the door for the criminal, they will take advantage of it. We've seen it. Look what happened to the automobile industry about 6 months ago when they stole what's the company, what was that they did?
What are you talking about?
Tapped into all the the dealers' accesses to their
CDK.
Yeah, CDK.
Yeah, shut them down. Shut them down. You know, that's the thing. These idiots out there, and I mean idiots socially, they're incredibly intelligent people to do all this stuff.
15 seconds.
They could probably
cure cancer tomorrow.
Cure every disease, do so many great things for so many people, but instead they're out there
doing bad,
stealing and thieving and everything else. Yeah, I don't get it. Bourbon country, and I know exactly where you are.
The gold corner and wrestling for the AutomotiveEdge.com. Give it up for the World Tag Team Champions fighting for all your automotive needs. It's Kurt, Chase, and Big Wheels Bull Cover.
(214-787-1190). That's 214-787-1190. If you want to know where to go, who to see, what to do, my thoughts on different makes and model cars, go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, leave me your name and number. That's theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, leave me your name and number. Let me give you a call, and we'll discuss it. I got some emails this week. In fact, I wish I had a trophy. I would give a trophy out for the longest email ever.
they got it.
Oh, I got to tell you what, it's funny because the husband typed everything he wanted to say, and guess what it said when he was done?
What?
This is his wife. And then she typed in.
Oh, that's
and
funny.
I got to tell you what, it was a story. They went back to the Buick LeSabre. Told me all about all their cars,
wow,
and what they've been driving. I know these people like their family. And it came down to they were looking for a car. And if I'd have called them, I'd have asked them, I asked very few questions. Are you looking for a car, truck, or SUV? What are you looking to do with it? How many seats do you need? And tell me the colors that you don't want. Because a lot of times people say, colors don't matter. It's all about the price.
Until you tell them the color, and they go, I don't like that color.
Yeah. Well, we had one that everything was fine. The dealer traded out of Oklahoma, brought it in, and she showed up and she goes, oh, I'll take any color but that. The dealer called me and said, you're not going to believe this, and actually sold him one out of inventory. I went, well, color does matter.
Yes, it does. It does. For me, it does. I'll tell you that right up front.
Now, I know there's some people that, you know, they have budgets and they'll take whatever they can get their hands on as long as it's reliable. But for the norm, you know, those are the things that I want to know. What colors do you not want? And it's funny. Some people say no black because it's too hot in Texas. And I guess some people say I will only take a black car. Mm-hmm. It's, you know, that's why it's important to get those details. And I say cloth or leather. Great. Is there anything else I need to know about before I start my search? No. And then I said, okay, well, yesterday I said, I found a red and a blue one. Exactly equipped the way you want it, with the exact price, the exact payment. I am there. What do you think the next question was? You got anything besides red and blue?
Yeah.
The color didn't matter. So with that, when you go to theautomotiveedge.com, you click on Ask Kurt, leave me your number. You don't have to give me a dissertation unless you feel led to. And then I'm going to call you. I'm going to ask you basic, simple questions. You know, how long do you keep the car? How much maintenance do you do yourself, or do you take it to a shop? How many miles a year? Do you like trading every 3-4 years? And the guy goes, why is that important? I said, because if you're trading every 3 to 4 years, what's the most important thing when acquiring that car should be?
Well, I would say to keep the payment down as low as you can,
Keep the payment as low as you can and the resale value.
and the resale value. And if you're doing it that often, then you might want to lease instead of actually purchase if you fall in the
That
miles
was
category.
my next kind. You want lease.
Yeah, save you
That
a lot
way you
of
don't
money.
ever have to worry about it.
Right.
You know, at the end of the year, you bring it in and go pick out another car. And people say, well, you never own it. Well, you know, that's a debate.
Well, when people are financing their vehicles for 72 and 84 months, when do they own that?
Ooh.
They never do, really, probably.
Yep. So with that, go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt. There's also, when you leave your name and number, if you have a trade-in, scroll down, and there's your trade-in form. Be sure to put your VIN on there, 17-digit VIN. 17-digit VIN. Now, my sister still believes there's only 15 digits, but there really is 17.
She argued with you about it?
She goes, I put it in there right. And I went, no, you didn't. And if it's, you know, it's funny. Some people make a 5. I had one
Looks
that
like an S.
sent me a text, and yeah, and I always take if it's an S, I put a line down at like a $sign. And I know that's anyway.
Well, the best way to do it is take a picture of your VIN on your insurance pad, just that VIN number, because it'll be exactly what it's supposed to be, and then send it that way.
Yep.
Send a picture of the VIN number. It'll be a lot easier, and then you won't make a mistake, and Kurt will have the right one.
That's right. This segment of the show is brought to you by Burleson Nissan, right there at 35 in Renfro Road.
Ruh-roh.
And see our buddy Justin Crane, managing partner. And I'm telling you, he's got 5 cars under 30,000. He's got 3 cars under 25,000, brand new, 3-year, 36,000-mile nationwide warranty. You got the Versa, the Sentra, and the Kicks, all under $25,000, under what the average used car is being sold for. What the average used car being sold for, he's got brand new cars for less than that. And then he's got certified and pre-owned less than that. The place, Burleson Nissan, 35 in Renfro Road. Go see the new Kicks. You've got the new Armadas coming out. You got the new Murano on the ground. I mean, it's new. And this stuff, not only is it good looking, it's a great product. Go to burlesonnissan.com. That's burlesonnissan.com. Okay. I've got a list here. What do we got? Yeah, we got 6 minutes. I'm going to be going back and forth on this throughout the show. But here's a few of the cars and vehicles for 2025. Put on your list to go test drive. Just go test drive it. There is some cool stuff out there. And one of my favorites, and I saw one getting delivered yesterday, was the Toyota Land Rover. Land Cruiser. And you look at the previous Land Cruisers, it was a luxury product from the Lexus platform. And when you got in it, you're going, wow, this is nice. There was no way you were going to take this thing off-road. Now, there's different models that are sold overseas because a lot of the safaris that people go on, they're in Toyota Land Cruiser, but a totally different design model. We'll move forward to now, the Land Cruiser, when you go up, this thing looks like it is begging you to take it off-road. Totally redesigned. You get inside, and it's not so technically advanced where you feel like you're sitting in the cockpit of an airplane. This thing is phenomenal. And they've taken a vehicle that starts at 60, where these vehicles were in the 80s, and they have 118 different options for that vehicle that you can add to it. There's one guy, if you go to the Toyota website and you watch the video on the Land Cruiser, that guy's got a stove that slides out the back of that thing, and he's actually sleeping in his Land Cruiser and camping somewhere. They've made this thing as versatile as any product out there. And the ride and driving, the handling, you still get that big, nice, heavy feel when you're driving it. They've changed the motor in it where you're getting better gas mileage, and it's a product to go. You know, I don't know that I would take a $60,000 rig deep into the woods and have all the branches scratch it and do
go down the creek and all that.
Yeah, but this thing is ready for off-road, on-road use. Toyota really knocked it out of the park and went, you know what? If people are going to buy a luxury product, they're going to go to Lexus. Now we have a product here that's got luxury amenities, but still has that aggressiveness for on-road, off-road use. And I think Toyota's knocked it out of the park with that vehicle. Bo's favorite is coming back.
Yes, the Honda Prelude.
Yep. And the design that is on the Honda site, they say is very, very
Close.
I got two very close to the actual design of the car. And for a lot of people that don't know this, at one time, the Honda Prelude was the best built car on the road. It had zero, I mean, I'm not going to say zero problems, but darn near zero. The reliability and durability of the Honda Prelude was off the hook.
Well, it was a good looking car too on top of it.
And it was the first car that came out with Triptronic, where you could
Mhm.
just tap the gear shift and get into the different gears. And it was absolutely incredible. I sold a ton of Honda Preludes, and every time I got a green one in, I had somebody waiting on it.
Why was that so popular?
It wasn't a bright green. It was a really off.
Was
kind
it
of a
that
pale
kind of
green.
lime green?
No,
No, not
it
that.
was really a very unique green. It wasn't dark. It was just cool. It was different than any other.
I got
There
you.
wasn't anything else out there painted that color. And most of my sales were pilots.
Well,
and
that
I had a list going, hey, if you get a green one in, call me. And as fast as the green one came in, I was on the horn, took a deposit, pulled it aside, and they came and picked it up. And it was green with tan interior.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
And it was so now anyway, they're bringing it back. So they're going to have another coupe.
Is that for 2025
back on
or
the
when?
property. Yeah, it's gonna be a 2026, but released at mid to end of 2025.
Okay.
So another one. The Dodge Charger is now gone to a coupe. The lines and the looks of this car is absolutely fantastic. For me, I won't be owning one because it's going to be EV only. But boy, did they knock it out of the park with the looks. You look a lot of this electric stuff. The front end of it is just, they're all looking the
1
same.
minute.
I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Is that it?
But no.
Oh.
Go to the Honda website, and then it'll
Okay.
say future cars, and you'll see the
All right,
Prelude
I
on
got
there. But the new Charger, two-door coupe, late 2025, early 2026. They've got some things to work out and do on it. They've released some of the specs on it, but not a whole lot, which means it's going to be further down the road. But that's going to be another must drive for 2025 if you're looking for coolness on the electric side of the vehicles. Quick break, 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheel Bo Carver.
Sir.
Back in studio, the queen of radio, Miss Maddie. We'll take a quick break, meet some great sponsors, and we'll be right back.
All right. Where would I search for that?
I wonder if there's a unique bottle of bourbon I can get Ty to bring me back.
Oh, I'm sure he can find one for you.
Yeah, if anybody can, because they got some bourbons out there that I'd love to get my hands on.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I don't like the high octane bourbons.
What do you mean by high? You mean
The alcohol
content?
Yeah, I don't like the
too much.
yeah, I don't like the heavy peats and all that stuff. I just like a nice smooth bourbon.
I don't know where. I'm on the Honda site. But
Just click on and go to future cars. Go up to your right and hit that.
right here?
No, go back down and you'll see there you go, the bars there. Hit those bars.
Okay.
And then it'll say
Let's say I search for anything Honda.
Explore.
Oh, where'd you see that at?
You're hitting buttons too quicker.
I know. I hate that when it Explore.
Explore.
All right. I don't see that either.
Dude, where are you at here?
I'm on the Honda website. We're looking up the new
Here.
Prelude.
There's your future.
Okay. Trying to see what it looks like. I've got to sign up.
Mm-mm. There it is.
There it is.
You're not going to be able to open it. You can expand it, but
That's about all they're showing, isn't it?
Yeah. A few side views and
Look at the old. Look at how old
Yeah.
that old Honda is. It looks pretty nice though. Is it going to be? It's going to be a hybrid. It says so. Cool.
Yep.
Very cool looking. It's nice.
yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't look like the Honda Accord Coupe that they had for the longest time. I hope they really refine and design it, put a spoiler on it, put some cool wheels on it, and make it nice.
Are they redesigning the Civic too?
It's redesigned, but now it's all hybrid.
Okay. I thought I saw a picture of that. If it was not a rendition, it looked pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah, they're redoing a lot. Their new, which I'll be covering, the Passport redesign, the Pilot redesign, the Ridgeline redesign. They're going to be adding more hybrids where you just don't have to go to the Sport on the Honda Accord to get it.
I gotcha.
Good morning, my brother from another mother, Mr. Ronnie Bentley. Hope you and your lovely wife had a great Christmas.
Is this it here? Let's show the back. Let's see it.
That's a four-door.
What's a Civic?
That's Civic.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Good looking. Well, there's a two-door. No, they're four doors, I guess. All
Yeah,
of them. Huh?
just look down here. All those are Civics.
Yeah. Here it is. That's what I was looking at. That's pretty cool looking.
Yeah. Yeah, when they put the lip on the back of it and they upgrade the wheels and everything, it's a good-looking car.
Yes, it is.
I want to see it really up close. I'm just hoping they didn't spin off the Honda Accord Coupe platform.
I got you.
That it's its own, because when you looked at the Prelude, you knew what it was.
Right.
It was its own identity. It didn't look. You didn't go, oh wow, it looks like it was its own car.
Correct.
Kind of like the old Honda Del Sol.
Right.
It didn't look like anything.
No.
It was a Del Sol.
And that's the problem with a lot of the cars that have a tendency to kind of overlap, and where it's hard to tell if it's a Civic or a Accord or this, that, or the other. But that's just with a lot of the manufacturers seem to want to do that. But I'd like for them to not ever have that again. Go back to where you can recognize a vehicle.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. So I got a buddy here. He's a retired sheriff. My buddy Ronnie. We grew up together from elementary through high school. Ronnie, I got to ask you a question. When you were in your patrol car riding around, and they have self-driving cars, and some dude's asleep behind the wheel, is that a ticketable offense?
Oh, that's a good question. That might be something that we haven't tapped into if there is an issue like that.
So you pull up next to some guy, Ronnie, and do you light him up and find out what's going on? Then he lowers the window and goes, but officer, this is a self-driving car. What's the law on that? Because you know what? I was researching the laws and I didn't see anything that said it was legal or illegal not to have your hands on the steering wheel.
So what happens if the guy's lit up like a Christmas tree after having a good night at the bar and he's in the back seat just sloshed out?
Well, he can't be.
And but nobody's driving.
He can't be.
What do you mean he can't be?
Because the on some of the systems, like Cadillac, it's connected to your eyes. Once you take your eyes off and that camera, it'll start alerting you, and you've got to go back.
Well, how can you go to sleep like that?
He's in a Tesla.
Oh, okay.
Totally different concept.
Yeah, okay.
You hit self-driving mode, and there's no eye connection.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. What if he's in a Tesla and he's a back seat? And
he can't, because if you're not in that seat.
Okay, the weight of the seat.
Yeah, then it's not going to.
Okay.
Yeah. Nor can you start it and put it on self-driving and then jump in the back seat. That ain't gonna happen.
Well, I figured there's gonna be a lot of people try that. So
yeah,
I
wonder what that's like if they look over and Ronnie's on patrol and you see some guy sound asleep going down the highway, but it's a self-driving car and he tells you that when you pull him over, what happens?
Well, have a nice day.
All right, sorry to interrupt
Stay
your
alert.
sleep. Sweet dreams.
Oh boy, that's crazy, dude.
Yep. All right, let's keep going down the list. Well, before we get to that, highly accurate Fort Worth. My buddy David Gomez. The ZDX is out, the RDX, the TLX, the Integra, full lineup. We're going to be talking about, they got a new model coming out. will be here very, very soon. The ADX, which is smaller than the RDX, which is the big lineup. So that vehicle is going to fall in the line with the Buick Encore, the Corolla hatchback, some of the smaller SUV, the Nissan Kicks, the Chevy Trax. It's going to be in that lineup, and the ADX will be coming out soon. And the way they do business around there, showing you the best sport luxury, one of them products out there. David Gomez, his staff is well qualified to talk to you about the car. There's nothing worse than going out and seeing a nice vehicle and the salesperson doesn't know anything about it, except for you go for a drive and he goes, "What do you think?" Really doesn't tell you a whole lot about it, and then tries to close you on the car deal. At Highly Accurate Fort Worth, it's just the opposite. They want you to know everything about what you're buying, how you're handling it, how you handle it, how you drive it, all the components and compartments, and then let you make a decision. The place, Highly Accurate Fort Worth. Go to highlyaccuratefort.com. That's highlyaccuratefort.com. And he's got tax credits and the $7,500 on their electric. So you get a $7,500 from the government, and then you got tax credits as well. Man, that's a great time to lease. And look at the ZDX, where it's just first payment out of pocket. That's it. A lot of great programs with a great vehicle and great people. The place, Highly Accurate Fort Worth, right there at Riverside and 820, or right at the corner of 35 and 820, either way, depending on where you're coming from. But start online, Highly Accurate Fort Worth, and see my buddy David Gomez and his staff, and enjoy your Acura experience.
It's my stomach.
What was that?
Well, dog kind of whining, I think. A dog was.
214. That was a weird sound.
Yeah.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. The new Toyota 4Runner, it is not out yet, and they're looking at April or May. I got a lot of phone calls. Hey, we went to Toyota lot. You're not going to believe it. They don't have any 4Runners. They don't. Redesigned, totally redesigned from headlight to taillight, and you're looking at April or May before that vehicle starts showing up. But here's the cool thing. You can go online, see what you want, all the options, then head over to Freeman Toyota, leave a deposit, and they'll get that vehicle for you. That new 4Runner is just going to be incredible. What they've done with the Highlander Grand, with the Land Cruiser, and now and the RAV4 totally redesigned, and now you have the new 4Runner coming out. Their lineup's absolutely incredible on the SUV side. So you're looking at April or May for the new release on the 4Runner. Now, here's one that I can't wait to get into. I can't afford it. It's not on my wish list. If I won the lottery, I might try to get it, is the Cadillac Celestiq, and it's $300,000. But if you go online and you look at the Cadillac, and it's CELESTIQ, that has got to be the coolest car that I've ever seen that's going to be in production.
For $300,000, it better be.
I mean, it is. If you pull that up, you will get blown away by that car. That is the coolest car inside and out that is going to be on the road. I can't wait to drive one. I've got a buddy that owns a Cadillac dealership, and he said when that car comes out, I get to plant my butt in the seat and enjoy that thing on a test drive. Can't wait. Next, the Nissan Murano. I really thought they were going to shelf this vehicle. The Murano has been around a long, long time, just like the Pathfinder, like the Altima, the Frontier. But they're not. They have totally redesigned this vehicle, and it is a classy-looking rig. I mean, this thing could be on the Infinity side of Nissan. It's that good-looking of a rig. And if you go see Justin Crane down there at Burleson Nissan, I think you're going to agree when you step inside that, that is going to be a wow factor for Nissan, the new Murano. Then you have the Armada, which is the QX80 on Infinity, which is already out. I drove the QX80, blown away. That's a big bad boy. That's up there with the Sequoias, Suburbans, Escalades, all the big bad boys that are out there. I like it. I liked everything about it. The functionality, if you got a family and you want to travel, I got to tell you what, the QX80, which the sister will be the new Armada, that thing is road ready. It's got every gadget. The infotainment system is absolutely cool. The screens for the TV, unbelievable. You think you're at looking at a high dollar TV inside this thing. They've really knocked it out of the park. Now the Infinities start around 80 and go up to 110, 112,000, and the Armadas are going to start in the 60s and then work your way up to the Platinum Edition, depending on how much equipment you want on it. Definitely a must drive. Now here's a big SUV that blew me away that a lot of people, my niece and nephew, I had them out there test driving and take a look. The new Ford Expedition. Now, when we think about Ford, we think about, good blue collar products.
Trucks.
The best selling truck for, 48 years in a row, whatever. It's just absolutely incredible that, this thing just, they fly off the shelves. Now they're coming out with the new Expedition, and this thing is nice. I got to tell you, it's as nice as any big SUV out there. For the money, definitely worth the drive and the test drive, the new Ford Expedition. Grapevine Ford. We have Cameron and Cameron on the sales desk out there. And give them a call, or just go to grapevineford.com and send a message. You want to test drive, get your hands on a new 2025 Ford Expedition, and it'll blow your way. If you're driving other big SUVs and that's your wheelhouse, you need to drive the new Ford Expedition. And then we'll stop here at the Acura ADX. This thing's coming in around $35,000, really well equipped, because Acura, even though they have a base model, I don't even know why they use the word base model, because of all the gadgets, controls, buttons, knobs, all the things that are just standard on an Acura. So they should say level 1, 2, 3 versus a base. There is no base model with Acura. Everything is very well equipped, and then you start adding to it whether you want to go A-spec, you want upgraded interior, upgraded sound system. There's different things that you can add to it, but that ADX is really going to be a home run to fill in where people want. We don't need real big. We don't want really small. We want something kind of in the middle, but we like the luxury. We like the bells and whistles, because there's not, other than the Buick Encore, when you look around, there's not really that niche that fits the specialty segment with luxury, and that ADX is going to fill it. So there you go. We got more coming up. Coming up here at the top of the hour, if you have resolutions for 2025, we want to hear about them, or what you would like to see in 2025, whether it's automotive or anything else. We'd like you to chime in. We're going to be cranking that up at 10 o'clock here after 2 more segments. So make your list, check it twice. We know y'all all been naughty, not nice. And we'd like to hear what your thoughts are on resolutions, if you do them, if you don't do them, or what you would like to see in 2025 here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. My buddy, Ronnie Swain.
Yes, sir. Good morning, gents, he says.
Yep. Over at the 5. Lori Brown, good morning. You know Lori? You don't know Lori?
Shouldn't I?
The movie star Lori Brown is tuned in.
Okay, good. I'm glad of that. Now I know. So Art Naismith says some Teslas will drive up to your door from the garage already warmed up for you to go get in it. He said, honest, my nephew has one.
Yeah.
They're going to talk to you pretty soon, like they do the phones.
Now, I think it'd be great if you got in your car. Now, here's one thing that I would add to a new car is that you get in and they go, well, man, you're looking good this morning.
Have a great day today.
Golly,
man,
I'm so glad we're together today.
You're such a
Yeah,
stud.
it was nothing but compliments.
That would be a kind of a good way to start.
A complimentary car.
Or you get in and goes, okay, before you start, let's take a moment and have a prayer.
Yeah.
That we get to drive you safely and have a good day. And
that'd be great software.
That'll be awesome. You're right. I like that.
You know? And then when you get off work, you get in and go, well, we hope you had a good day at work. If not, we're going to have a great drive home. It's
Just-
me and you.
Yeah, just chill out. We know you got a little ride home, but we'll be with you.
Yeah.
If you got any questions, just ask me and we'll try to find them out.
I brought that up, and I had a couple of people ask me if I would use my voice to do their software.
How about that?
I'd have a lot of fun with it, though.
Oh, that'd be real good. That'd be awesome.
I would be first thing in the morning. I'd have that Earth, Wind, and Fire background, and here we go. Good morning.
There you go.
What would Robin Williams say on
Hello, Vietnam. That one?
no, good morning.
Oh, it's Good Morning, Vietnam.
Yep. That's me right there. I could have some fun with some very creative software.
Well,
When you're getting your car, just put that smile on your face. Help you with that road rage.
yeah, I would say that's a good idea, especially in the mornings when people are really trying to get there, not be late for work and all that. Just try to tone them down a little bit and realize that, hey, everything's going to be okay. Don't hurry to cause an accident.
Would you see that software? I don't know whether it's on, what do you call that lady on that little voice box?
Oh, you're talking about Alexis?
Yeah.
Alexa?
Well, now they have that deal set up where you don't ever have to be alone. You can talk about anything.
They have that on your phone.
I'm like, that is
Too.
nuts.
Have you seen that on the phone?
I wouldn't
It's the
do
same
it.
thing.
I wouldn't have it.
I'm going like, if you're that alone that you got to talk to your phone, you might want to wake up one day and start getting out there to meet some people.
Yeah,
I
I
know
can't
that.
imagine going. I don't know if there's a name for it or not. I was just watching the commercial on it, and the girl goes, "I'm having a really lonely day." Well, there's no need to be lonely anymore. What is it you'd like to talk about? I'm going, that is unbelievable.
Somebody hacked
But
it.
you know what I thought about? This would be really good for people that had, issues.
30 seconds.
I got
So
you.
they could have that conversation before they did something dumb or
Well,
whatever the case may
Might
be.
be.
I think there could be a benefit for it, but it's not going on my phone. I can tell you that right now.
no.
There's so much stuff on the phone. It's amazing that you sit and you have a conversation with somebody, and the next day you log on and your phone starts popping up commercials with what you talked about. That ain't right.
My grandparents would feel like that we are living in hell if they came back and saw what our phones do.
We used to joke about the Jetsons, didn't
I
we?
know. And here it is, even further than that.
Ooh, doggy.
Crazy, man.
That's right. That is AI.
Yep. And it's getting worse by the day.
You know who this is?
Yeah, but I can't think.
Annie Lennox.
Annie Lennox.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Ed Radio Show today, helping you with all your automotive needs. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, we are here to help. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, or give us a call, 214-787-1190, or you can pop your questions up here on all the feeds. How do they listen to us, Big Wheel?
Yeah, of course, we're here every Saturday morning here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on Talk Radio 1190 AM, iHeartMedia Network station out of the North Texas Metroplex. And then you can also get the iHeartMedia app and find us on the radio through that app, or no matter where you're at. So you just go download that app for free and then search Talk Radio 1190 Dallas. You can find us that way. And of course, we have our audio and video feeds on some of our social media sites, one being the Automotive Edge Facebook page. That's the Automotive Edge Facebook page. Then the sister Facebook page, Shifting Gears. Then we're also on LinkedIn, which is the personal page of the host, Kurt Chase. That's KurtChase, LinkedIn. You can find us audio and video there. And on YouTube by going and searching the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Be sure and add Radio Show in there to get the right channel. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show on YouTube. and you'll have all of our spots where you can see and hear us. You can make comments, or you can call us on the radio at 214-787-1190. So there's no reason why you can't give us a buzz or make a comment. And we're getting comments. We were off the air. We were talking about talking to the phone and having those conversations. And Ronnie Swain says, I talk to her all the time. And then Art Nason says, we could ask our phone, where did I go wrong in life? Oh, so those are the kind of things we like to see, staying in touch with us and communicating with us as we do our show. Makes it a lot more fun and keeps everybody, entertained. And I hope y'all enjoy that. So any questions or comments, just do that or call us.
Feel free. This segment of the show is brought to you by Classic Kia Carrollton, our buddy Jesse Hull and his family, managing partners right there at 35 and 121, and they're killing it. I'm going to tell you what, the new K5, which replaced the Kia Forte, is off the chain. They got some great lease programs. They got World Vehicle of the Year with the EV9. Then you have the EV6. You got the new EV9 GT coming out to give it more of that sporty look. Everything's the same except for the look, the cosmetics of it, to go, okay, Wes, they've upgraded with better wheels and tires and better looks and this and that, if that's your deal. And then you've got the K5. The Stinger is leaving. So if you're wanting one, get it while it's hot. And then you have the Carnival. And when I saw the name Carnival, I went, no, they didn't. But once I drove it, I went, yeah, they did. And then it comes down to where. If it's a Kia, ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. That's ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. See our buddy Wesley Gerhart, General Sales Manager, or ask for Jesse Hull, the managing partner. Let him know you're listening to the Automotive Ed Radio Show and enjoy the Kia experience, which I did. I took the new K4 out, Jesse and I did, and took it down 121 and back roads and streets. And I really, for the price, in the low 20s, you can't go wrong. And then you get your 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on it, longest warranty in the business. The place, ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. So, I missed my turkey dinner.
Do you not have turkey at all this Christmas anywhere?
Mm.
But see, I don't like turkey, so I could care less about that. But how do you like your turkey? You like it fried, or you like it baked, or how do you really like it?
Either way. But even if I bake it, I inject it.
Inject it with what?
Garlic butter.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, I'll make a garlic butter, and I'll press the garlic, and then run it through a really fine colander so I can get it into the syringe, and then inject it in the turkey.
That's what I want to have done to me when I go.
You want to be injected?
I want to be injected with garlic butter.
Every time they walk by the cemetery, they're like, man,
this smells good out here.
I got you. I never thought about it. Well, I'm getting cremated, so.
Yeah, so am I.
You pour a little garlic butter over the ashes, then it'll never stink. I'll always smell like I'm in the kitchen.
There it
cooking.
is. I like it. Yes.
Yep.
That's funny.
Yeah, I think Melinda's probably going to throw me over the fence. Who knows?
Oh, she's going to sit you right next to the dogs all the time.
I had, what I had for Thanksgiving. Oh, I didn't have Thanksgiving dinner.
So no turkey through the holidays
I
at all?
didn't even have a Thanksgiving dinner.
Wow, that's not good.
We had to rush my wife to the hospital.
Oh, that's right.
So we didn't have it. No, I take that back. I went up to Kroger and I bought a whole boar's head turkey breast, one of the, like, I don't know, pound of it or whatever, it's still wrapped up, and then we slow cooked it.
Okay, so
and then
I
made some mashed potatoes. So I did get a few slices of turkey, but for Christmas dinner, we did Italian.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'd rather Italian than a turkey for me. I'm not big on turkey. We're getting some rumblings. If you're hearing that,
I think it's the trash people. It is.
Oh, it is. I thought,
yep.
Well, we were getting some thunder, I think.
Yeah.
Too.
See, here where we live is if there's a holiday, you got to move trash day up a day. So anyway, 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. Remember, coming up the 10 o'clock hour, if you have New Year's resolutions, we'd love to hear from you. If you have something in your mind that you would like to see for 2025, whatever it is, doesn't have to be automotive related. We'd love to hear from you. So the phone lines will be open, 214-787-1190, or you can post it on the Automotive Edge Facebook Live feed, and we'd love to hear from you. Anyway, I got a couple of emails this week bashing me.
Well,
And one of them was really kind of nasty. How come I don't promote Volvo?
well, you kind of hit that last week.
I did. And so I talked a little bit about it, and the guy goes, there's Volvo people out there. And I went up, you know what? I just appreciate you tuning in the show and paying attention to the fact that I haven't talked about Volvo.
Yeah.
But I did go by a Volvo dealership, and I spent some time. And I got to tell you that years ago, I think Volvo was one of the ugliest cars built. Beyond conservative. The Swedes never really did a whole lot to it. I didn't get it, didn't understand it. Loyalty, unbelievable. Reliability, durability, unbelievable. I just thought it was ugly. But now, completely different. Let's go to the phone lines. We have a caller on the line. Good morning. Who do we have joining us this morning?
This is Wayne Chafin.
Hey, Wayne, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, not too much. Enjoying your radio show.
Great.
I have a question regarding 2019 Impala. It has a real stiff ride, and I wouldn't have bought it if I had taken your advice about how to do a proper test drive. But only trading cars every 10 years, I'm not wise to the ways of test driving.
Right.
But this thing has just a really hard ride. It's a Premier, which I thought would be a very good car, a good ride.
Mm-hmm.
It has 20-inch wheels and low-profile tires, and I was just wondering if there's anything to be done to that suspension to soften the ride up a little bit, or should I? If I can't fix them on trade cars, I just wonder what you might recommend for something that's got a comparable to the Impala, but a little softer ride.
There are companies out there that can adjust suspensions a little bit, and then it's going to come down to the tires as well. It's really a combination of both. The thing is, if you like the car overall,
yes,
the amenities and everything, the side of which I love the Impala. I love the side of it. That's the last big sedan that was out there, that you can find. But here's what I'll do. I've got a buddy that does that. And what I can do is connect the both of you where you can go to his shop, drive a car that nothing's been done to it, which he keeps, and then drive another one that he made a few adjustments to and see if that'll work for you.
That'd be great. I've heard that if you change those tires, put small rims on and put regular tires on, it'll help. And I've had, yes, it will, and yet, no, it won't. But it's getting ready to need tires, and so I was trying to decide what to do about that. But if you can connect with somebody, I'd love it. I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, so let's do this. Maddie, do me a favor and get Wayne's phone number and then text it over to me, and then I'll call you after the show and get some more information on your car, and then I'll connect you two together, and then we'll have you call back in and tell us what you thought about it.
Oh, that'd be great, man. You're super.
All right, you are too, buddy.
Don't tell him that. Come on, I have to deal with this every Saturday morning, and now you're just rubbing salt in the wound.
Well, I left a note on your Ask Kurt part of your website, and I'm not sure if you call back or not.
10 seconds.
Okay, but long live disco, my man.
There we go.
Right.
There's my brother from another mother. Thanks, Wayne. Maddie, get his number. I'll give him a call after the show. We got to take a quick break, and then don't forget at the top of the hour, your resolutions or what you want to see for 2025 here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on 1190 KFXR. We'll be right back. Boy, that just burned a hole in your butt.
I'm dropped. I'm out of here.
He thinks I'm great and he loves disco. That's my buddy. Me and Wayne are. That might got me another friend.
That's your new best friend.
I got another one. Well, Ronnie Swain is. Yes.
And Art. You got them all. Gary, I know. You stole all my best friends.
Yes, ma'am.
Another caller on hold.
Okay.
Well, we appreciate everybody calling in. We got people making phone calls to us this morning.
Bo's hating life.
I'm hating it right now.
Well, look what all the women say about you. I mean, my gosh, enough's enough.
Well,
I get a little bit of kudos and none from the women. You get all the women loving you. Some of your friends have left you for me.
Yeah.
And you know, it is what it is.
Well, I guess the cream rises to the top.
And with Ronnie, man, we went out. I had one of the best burgers. Plus, I enjoyed the heck out of Ronnie. I mean,
We need to do
be
it
a
again.
nicer guy.
He's got a barbecue place he wants us to try down there. I
Right
believe,
down the
wasn't it?
street. And you know what? When you stepped out of that place and looked across the tracks and saw all those old school buildings,
What a
and
great
everything,
town, right
I
there,
loved
right
it.
there.
Alito,
Yeah, beautiful.
the place where men work and the women enjoy their day.
And the high school wins a lot of state championships. They've won more than any other high school in Texas.
Yeah, they got beat this year.
I know, but they've got like 8. I think that.
Hey, you better jump that number up, buddy. They got 12.
Is it 12?
Yeah.
Ronnie set me straight. I know I sent that to you, and I forgot what it was.
It may be 11, but I think it's 12 state championships. And every school from elementary on up is a Bobcat.
Yeah, exactly. That's
They
the way
don't
you
have
should do it.
all the different,
Yeah, this and
mascots.
yeah, exactly. That's what it should be, really.
You're a little Bobcat to a medium Bobcat to a Bobcat.
That means that you're indoctrinated from kindergarten. By the time you get to high school, if you say anything besides a Bobcat, you're sending you out of Alito. You're out
That's
of
right.
it. Let's see. That's your little puppy in there. We're looking up how many state championships that Alito has had. 12. You're right. 12 state championships, the most in any school in the state. Wow. That's what you get when you go to Alito. Probably why a lot. You're right. It was 12. A lot of folk are probably taking their kids there. If they're a talented football player, they're probably moving to Alito because they were in the playoffs pretty deep this year too, and but didn't quite make it to the finals. Didn't quite get there, but certainly a dynamite school when it comes to that, along with some others like South Lake Carroll and. Yep, Ronnie, I just saw that 12 championships. Pretty incredible. But we got college playoffs coming up this week. I don't know if anybody's into that, but I'm certainly happy to see the 12-team tournament. I think it's been long overdue. Was that, hon? What's that, Maddie? Hello, Maddie. Did you say something? I guess she did. Don't want to talk to me now. But yeah, you're right. It's 12 championships. Yeah. Well, I have to keep you on the straight and narrow. You say stuff sometimes I go like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, one of the most winning high schools of all time in Texas.
That's what they said. It is the most. And they almost got there this year, but just came up short. But
boy, is that place growing. Goodness gracious. The last time I was in Alito was probably 5-6 years ago. Boy, you go through there now and
it's night and day.
Geez,
but that's with a lot of North Texas towns. You can look at that with Justin and Ponder and Crum and all up on the east side like Plano and McKinney and all that. All of that's blooming like crazy.
I don't practice that. I ain't got no crystal ball. I'd spend it all if I could find that Hannah in that Sancho.
Okay, Maddie, who is this?
This is Sublime.
What'd she say?
They're blind.
Sublime.
Oh, Sublime.
You don't know what
Sublime.
Sublime is?
Sublime.
I have never heard that.
Sublime.
I've never heard the song.
I play this song, I think, almost every week.
Oh, do you?
We're so
boy,
we're
open
so,
mouth, insert foot.
We're so sublime. We didn't even understand Sublime.
Oh, well.
That just tells me you don't listen to the music.
2-1, that was too good. I play it every week. Kurt, pay attention. 214-787-1190. Hey, this segment of the show is brought to you by Grapevine Ford, home of the love it or leave it promise, and a great sponsor. I was just talking with Chaz Gilmore back and forth on the text, and 9 years now with Grapevine Ford. Want to thank him.
Sweet.
He has got a heart as big as Texas, and anytime I've needed anything and help with school supplies and our adopted teacher and just helping people in service. There was one girl couldn't get her car in anywhere, and I made a phone call, and boom, they got her transit van into Grapevine Ford and got her taken care of. When it comes to F-150s, best-selling truck, they got them. The Raptors got them. You want to order a Ford Ranger Raptor, they'll take care of it. And electrification, the Mach-E, done. 3/4 ton Fords, one of my all-time favorite, the Ford Platinum 3/4 ton diesel. If any of y'all are wealthy and feeling some love, I would love for you to buy me that truck. It's my all-time I want. I don't have trailers. I don't have boats. I don't have any. I just like the truck. The place, Grapevine Ford, right there between Texan Trail and Main Street. Stop in and just say, I need to talk to Cameron, because you got 2 Camerons on the sales desk now, and let them help you with your Ford needs. And you get it home, and the wife goes, you should have bought this color, or you should have bought something bigger, or maybe something a little smaller. Take it back and get the one that you want. The true home of the love it or leave it promise. That's Grapevine Ford. Online all the time at grapevineford.com. That's grapevineford.com. Let's go to the phone lines, and who do we have joining us this morning?
Good morning, sir. I'm Jeff from Keller, Texas, and I love your show, and Merry Happy New Year to you guys.
Well, thanks so much. What's going on?
So you asked about a New Year's resolution, and one of mine, it's not about automotive, but it's I want to finish writing the rest of my book, my novel.
Sweet.
I think I can get it done next year.
Beautiful.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Okay, so here's the deal, Jeff. Now that we know that you're producing a book, Bo and I would like to buy a signed copy from you.
You know what? You don't have to buy it. I would definitely give you guys one.
Wow.
How about that?
There we go.
Man, we're feeling the love today.
Our new
aren't
buddy,
we?
Jeff.
Yes, sir. So what's it going to be called? Do you know?
So the title's still unknown, but it's a true life story about my oldest sister that was abducted in Fort Worth, Texas in 1971. She was only 22 months old. She was abducted. The FBI was involved early on, but 50 years had passed, and we never found her. But my wife and I, 6 years ago, started looking for her using social media and podcasts, and we found her 2 years ago.
Wow.
Living
No
here in
way.
Fort Worth, Texas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boy,
But
that's
I just got chills
I
all
noticed.
through my body
So
when you
did
just
I.
said that.
wow.
My parents are still alive. All my siblings are alive. If you look up my name is Jeff Highsmith, HIGHSMITH. You'll see it in your phone. We went viral 2 years ago after we found her. It's a beautiful story. It's just a beautiful story. Most people don't have that happy ending like our family does, and we're very thankful to God and to prayer and
Awesome.
to the power of social media and the community.
Wow, buddy, you just lifted my spirits to a whole new level.
Well, we're going to be on you now to get that thing finished, because that's going to be exciting. So best of
Wow.
luck to you. How long
Happy
you been?
holidays to you. And
How
you
long
would
you-
say 2 years ago you found her?
Yes, sir. Right around November of 2022, we had found her. Her daughter had submitted a 23andMe DNA test, and it linked to my dad,
Oh, wow.
and that's how we were able to connect her. And I mean, it's just a powerful voice for social media, and and how things can go so viral nowadays in this digital age. And it's
So let me
thankful to
ask you,
God
when
and
you saw her, did you see resemblance?
Yeah, so my wife and I were able to meet my sister on Thanksgiving night of 2022.
Wow.
And immediately when I seen her, as a kid, most people grew up, hoping to win the lottery and stuff like that and what you would do. I grew up dreaming about finding my oldest sister.
Wow.
And
Wow.
when I seen her, we met at Starbucks on Thanksgiving night, and immediately I started crying because she looked exactly like my mom and dad. I mean,
Wow.
the face, just, if I was seeing her on the street, I would have said, man, that looks like my mom, and so we just embraced, and she looked at me and I looked at her, and we both knew it and just fell down crying.
Wow.
It's a beautiful story.
That is a beautiful story.
Well, you're going to have to stay in contact with us. You know how to get us at the Automotive
And
Edge.
we'll read cover to cover. And Jeff, God bless you, buddy. That you just made my day.
Yes.
You.
Mine too.
Awesome. You guys have a wonderful New Year. Thank you so much.
And
You
thanks
bet.
for tuning
Thank you,
in and
Jeff.
calling in too. Appreciate it.
Boy, if that don't stir your heart and soul, nothing will.
That's a drop mic right there.
Good for you. Unbelievable.
I can't
1
wait to
minute.
get the book.
Yeah, I got nothing now.
I got nothing. I'm glad we're going to a break.
Yeah, Jeff just took away the whole
Blue,
segment.
yeah, that's fine though. That's the kind of stuff we do on the show here that we're under the automobile umbrella of vehicles, but we get off track talking about that, but it's to enlighten people and to bring joy.
It
and
doesn't always
peace.
have to be about cars.
No.
There's so much good stuff out there.
Exactly.
Thank you, Jeff. You made my day.
Beautiful.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Quick break. We'll be right back.
I'll take- right back. Ronnie said something about his knowledge about the law. But I think
No doubt, RD. I couldn't imagine being a police officer in today's time and driving down the road and some guy just, head leaned over, drooling on himself. And you got to light him up, hoping he wakes up and go, "Oh, no, Officer Bentley, this is a self-driving car." Yeah, right. Get out of the car. Yeah, I wonder, you see all these videos with violating people's civil rights and, their amendments, their Fourth Amendment, and this, that, and the other. When you see somebody snoozing in the car going down the highway, what that does. Yep. Probably some real sobriety testing. That's no doubt about it. I mean, I just couldn't imagine getting in a car and going, well, let's just take a little nap while I'm going down the highway. Good stuff. Thanks, RD. Hey, buddy, I'm going to give you a call next week and see about me and you hooking up on the highway and driving up and seeing Alpo. I've been on the phone with him every week, and he's at the point now where he'd like to see us and hang out. So I know Rhett reached out to him, Davis, and visited with him. And what are you looking for? Grab that picture. I just filtered it. And jump up there and see him. I think it'd be really cool. Just call him up, and I wouldn't even tell him that, surprise him, and not even say you're with me or anything. You just go take him out and have a little meal and laugh a little bit. So we need to do that. I'll be back on the 15th, and then give you a holler. So I got a bunch of some traveling to do, and going to see some different cars and different places and get back, and then we'll hook up. And best to you and Florine and the kiddos. Hope you're enjoying retirement. Hey, so Ronnie said, to my knowledge, there is nothing in legislation in reference to the self-drivers, but I can tell you this. Once I wake him up and get him pulled over, and he does have some explaining to do, probably some field sobriety testing.
yeah, that would wake somebody up for sure, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Could you imagine just being a police officer and what are you doing? Well, I'm taking a nap. What are you doing?
At a red light.
No, going down the highway
Yeah,
at 65, and you look over and he's slobbering out, drooling on himself with his head against the window.
They should have that's funny. The police officer should have those little where they talk through the speaker through the car, sir, are you drunk or what? I that book that he's writing, I'm so excited to see that. We didn't have time to ask him all that, but I wonder if they found the people that abducted her. She's old enough now to not be with them, I'm guessing, but how
the people that raised her, or those the ones that abducted her. I guess it's gonna be a great book to read. I can't wait to get it.
But
how cool was that call?
Story.
I mean, tell you what, when he said that, I was like, holy cow. And then to walk in a place and see someone that looks just like you.
Yeah, well, incredible. if you were looking for a sibling and you were sitting like at, Jack in the Box or someplace, and you looked over there and goes, that's me sitting over there.
Yeah.
You would be the first person. I guarantee you'd make immediate beeline over there to try to find out who they are.
Well, that's what I told you when I was playing softball, and I look out on the mound.
I know. It was a cousin, wasn't it?
And he looks, a twin of my Uncle Butch.
Right.
I'm going, Wow. And
But you didn't know it. You didn't
I hit the winning home run. Game was over, and then we're shaking hands. I told Carol Ann, I said, my baby sister was co-ed softball. I said, look at the guy on the mound. Who's he look like? She goes, oh my gosh, Uncle Butch. 6 months later, we get a phone call to go to my mom's house. There he is.
There he is.
Uncle Butch's son.
Well, you know, that's another great thing about the doing the blood testing, you know, DNA.
Yeah.
That's how they knew for a fact was that.
Are you in a data bank?
I am.
Are you?
Yeah.
So people can match up and go.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm afraid of. I've warned Barbarian about that. If you get a knock on the door,
hi, Dad.
Deny.
Kind of like Elf.
Oh, I'd be welcome. And she was. I just warned her in case that happened.
Look what Art said.
And the car be a designated driver. Well, yeah, that's what I asked a while ago. You know, if you were in the back seat slobbering drunk.
Good morning, Becky Smith Barker.
Good morning, Becky.
Why do people have two last names? I guess they like to keep their maiden name.
That's the way Barbara Ann does. Is Barbara Hayes Carver. That's her maiden name that they throw in the middle, and they use that as their last name.
Huh.
Are you ready for the show?
So if you ever kick the guy to the curb, you just erase the name and back to the original.
Gentlemen, the show you've all
block
been
out the
waiting
last
for.
That's her maiden name is Hayes.
Welcome, Kurt Chase and the Automotive Edge.
Good morning, Becky.
All right, here we go. This segment of the show is brought to you by your CBD store. It's not about the high, it's about the health. And for 2025, a lot of people are buying all them crazy gym memberships that you can't get out of, like owning a timeshare. They'll never let you out of it. And you don't go to the gym anymore, but, you know, you still want to stay in shape. You want to feel good. You want to sleep good. Go to your CBD store, Keller.com. That's your CBD store, Keller.com. I'm telling you, there's 4 products I take every day. I used to have the worst acid reflux in the world. Carol, who is a retired nurse, one of the owners of your CBD store, her and her husband Ralph and their daughter Chrissy, she gave me this blueberry oil, and my acid reflux is almost 90% gone. I try not to eat spicy food. Last night I had a little sushi, a little spicy for me. I came home, first thing I did was take a droplet of that blueberry oil, and gone. Absolutely incredible. We have gummies to sleep at night. They have THC, non-THC, but THC is 0.003, which is legal in the state of the Texas. But they have treats for the dogs to calm them down. They have collagens and lotions and seltzers. And now they have a new one called Brain Boost. For you people that have jobs that really strain your mind, go online, your CBD store, Keller.com, get a 4-pack of that Brain Boost, try half of one. And see what they do for. I have a buddy that's an accountant. He goes, buddy, I love you. That's why I love you too. He goes, no, I love you. I went, well, that's getting a little deep for me. What do you mean?
You about to ask me out?
Yeah. He goes, that Brain Boost is the ultimate. It has really helped me. When I leave work, my head's not hurting. I'm not, trying to refocus. And so there's a lot of great products. USD certified organic, the best in the business. The place, your CBD store, Keller.com. Everything has a QR code. You can see what's in it. And then the people behind the counter, they're so defined and qualified to talk to you about CBD. It's not about the high. It's about the health. Your CBD store, Keller.com. All right. Why don't you kick this off? Now, these are the things. If you want to join us online or call us, 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. What you want to see in 2025, what you would love to see, or a resolution you're going to make in 2025. I mean, I got nothing after Jeff, but we're going to fire some stuff out.
Yeah,
anyway.
it's kind of hard to follow that act.
Yep. So go ahead, Big Wheels.
Do we want to do one at a time, or
okay, we can do that.
Like that? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'm going to go from not as important to important. So one of the things I'd like to see happen in 2025, let's stop this time change situation. Now, I know that President Trump wants to do away with the daylight savings time.
Yes.
Which I'm saddened by. But if we just stay at 1, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah, I say don't turn the clocks back.
Yeah, just
Don't turn them back. Leave them alone.
But
Once we move
that,
them forward, leave them alone.
But I think they're going to keep it like it is now. That's what they're wanting to do. Keep it non-daylight savings time, which I'd rather it stay daylight savings time. But he's talking about not doing that. But either way, just keep.
No, he's talking about not rolling the clock back.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
yeah, he doesn't want it. More daylight means less criminal productivity, less stress, less depression, and less strain on the grid.
Well, I thought he was for the other, but if he's for that, I'm all for that. And
Yeah.
keep it. Let's just keep it. There's no reason to go back, and just make it a federal law. Like all the states.
Well, I'm gonna have to mark that one through because that was on my list.
All right, it's your turn, so we don't overlap too much.
More accountability in fake news.
That's
I
a
think
real
that
good one.
Once the news people report something that's fake and it's not true, that once it's proven, they either have to apologize or they're terminated
or fined.
You look what what's his name? Clinton Stephanopoulos.
Yeah.
Ran his mouth, said some things he shouldn't have said, and they just now ABC's paying all those millions of dollars to Trump for slander, the comment that he made. Even if it's not, whatever it is, if it's fake news, you've hurt somebody, and you don't come out and apologize, you're in trouble.
Well, it needs to be in a big way of apology and big news aspect of it, so it stops.
Yep. What do you got?
Okay. I'd like to see, of course, the interest rates drop down to like they were in 2019, 3.9 to 4.5, like that. And I think we will. I don't know if it's going to happen so much in 2025, but I'd like for it to be.
I mean, Mark. Well, okay.
You and I've been around too long.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. When Trump gets inauguration day, he has no control over the Federal Reserve. He can make requests or whatever the case may be, but he can't go in and change the interest rate.
Correct.
But here's the thing. By what he's going to do with the Dodge team and what he's going to do with getting rid of all these mandates and drilling once we become independent, it's going to force the feds to dump the rate. It's going to force them to. They'll have no choice. They'll find somebody else to run the Federal Reserve because he's under, I think he got 2 more years on his contract.
Okay, so he'll still be in
2027 or 2028, whatever.
Still be in office. Now, he doesn't have anything to do with who they replace either, does he? So it'll be somebody, hopefully, that will have the mindset.
Yeah, the Reserve Board gets together and
Right.
go, okay, here you are. For me, more accountability for waste spending.
Oh,
When we look at it, when you look at what Rand Paul, if you will Google this, Rand Paul releases pork spending on that bill that was coming out, 1,586 pages, and they got it down to 150. Boy, did he let you know of all the wasteful spending. And it's the buddy system in Washington. Would love to see that. Once you've put that up front, we get to put you on national TV, or let Kurt go to Congress. When he does the address of the nation,
right?
Let me do one.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have
I like
Congress all in front of me, and I'm going to put all this stuff up behind me and see. I want to see a show of hands of everybody that was involved in this. And we're going to start eliminating all the wasteful spending.
Well, when they go to pass a bill, they mislead the American people by saying, we're going to spend this for, such and such, like helping people that's lost their homes in a
like the hurricane bill,
rescue, whatever.
And they put all that stuff in there.
And everybody goes, yeah, I'm for that. Yeah, I want that. But then it's all the other crap that they don't let you.
It may be 10% for hurricane.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And nobody knows it, but they're all for it. So they don't call their congressman or their senator and say, I'm against that because I know what the bill is. They don't allow you to know what all that is. I guess you could find it, but most people don't dig that deep into a 1,500-page report to find out all the crap.
Well, the American people aren't going to go through all that.
Right.
They'll just hear about it later after they've wasted our money. What else you got?
Okay, I would like to see a very peaceful ending to all of our global wars.
Yeah.
I mean, we've just had enough of that. Ukraine and Russia needs to stop their nonsense. Israel and the folk there need to come to some settlement and peaceful resolution. And I think that Donald Trump has the ability to bring that about. And that's what I'm praying for in 2025.
My son, Zachary, from a child all the way to his adulthood, he wanted one thing for Christmas: world peace.
Yeah.
That was it. So we wound up getting him T-shirts that said world peace on
I remember that because I helped you get that.
Yep. For 2025, once the president gets in here, I think that they have already the committee. We don't need new committees to get all the crap out of our food.
Oh, that's a great one.
Get all the chemicals and stuff that's
Mhm.
illegal in other countries,
Right.
that's not acceptable anywhere in the world except for here. But you know what? By them allowing all of it to get in, all these people that got their hands in each other's pockets are creating the obesities and the diseases and the problems. And then the medical industry gets to come out with all these new drugs and make billions of dollars. But if we took all the crap that they're processing our foods with, how much healthier of an America would we have?
A lot of healthier. And then
Yep.
we got the guy that's going to be there, I think, is going to make that come about.
Yep.
My
Mr.
turn?
Kennedy. Yep.
A raise.
You want a raise? For what?
A pay raise.
For what?
For what? What do you mean for what? For all the excellence.
You just
that
don't say I want a pay raise. I mean, there has to
the
be.
excellence that I do on this
That
Saturday
would
morning
be,
show.
you know, when I wanted to play quarterback when I was in school, I said, look at my numbers, look at my percentages. Why is the head coach son still starting?
Well, it's just because of my good looks and great personality.
Wow. Okay, listeners, if you think Bo needs a raise for looks and personality, let me know.
Call in, make your comments. We'll see.
I hear you.
What do you got?
Less government. I would love to see, which I think Trump and Elon Musk and Roswani is going to take care of, is reducing the government payroll.
Oh,
But here's the great thing. Remember what Joe Biden said when they shut down the Keystone Pipeline. Remember what he said?
what?
Don't worry, all of you workers, all of you oil people, everybody that's taking care of everybody there, go to the solar panel business.
Get a job somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's take a bunch of the Democrats and all the people that are wasting the money and go build and sell solar panels.
Exactly.
If you believed in it so much while you were sitting in Congress, then you have no problem going and getting that job.
Well, how about
if you believed in it that much?
Work on the EV charging stations. How
That's
about
right.
that?
Go to work for Elon. He could use some help.
Yeah. Mine would be, and I know it'll never happen, but term limitations.
Oh, 100%.
That would be, I think, the biggest change. It would change a lot of things that we're having.
But you know what the caveat for me would be? Is that we look at what you've done and what your record is. Maybe you get the third term. And if you're still doing good, you get the fourth term. But the second you cross over to the Darth Vader side, you're out. 100%. New Year's resolutions are things you'd like to see in 2025 here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show. Quick break, meet some great sponsors. We'll be right back.
All right. Naismith says back in 1990, the Philippines went to daylight savings time. He said, I switched my watch. No one else did. The entire country ignored it, and they never did it again. Oh, that's kind of weird, isn't it?
Good morning, Mayor.
Oh, the mayor's with us.
The mayor is with us.
Good morning, Mayor. That's funny.
I was hoping to look out the window and see him waving.
It might be.
He's my prosciutto buddy.
I know.
Every time he goes to Central Market, he'll call me and he tells them that he wants the oldest prosciutto they got. And they slice it. They couldn't slice it any better.
What is that actually anyway?
Prosciutto is type of ham.
Oh, okay. But what do you mean a type of ham? Is it from a special pig?
A prosciutto pig. You never heard of that? No, I'm just kidding. I could have carried that one through the whole thing. Somebody would have called me out on the deal, but
you should have gone. I'd know. I'd have never known the difference.
Prosciutto is from a certain pig
So
and,
it's like
it's cured a certain way, and then it depends on how long you want it aged. Get this, at Central Market for the holidays, they had a ham in there that was, get this, $800 a pound.
so it's like that. What is that? What's that beef you get? That
Wagyu.
similar to
Yeah.
that, same kind of
And
personality. I mean, attitude.
I'm standing there looking at it, and the guy goes, "Well, it's pre-sold. People have like they hold their ticket up. Yeah, I'm next for this ham.
$300 a pound.
800.
Oh,
I didn't say 3, 8.
crazy.
And they get it in once a year. And so I started doing the research and looked at where this country where this guy has these hams. And get this, it's in a wooden barn exposed to the elements, but the salt off the ocean and the temperature cures the most expensive hams in the world.
Wow.
And there's no bugs flying on it. You figured there'd be flies,
Right.
but none of that. And he puts out the world's most expensive hams.
Wow.
And all pre-sold. But anyway, the prosciutto that he brings over, oh, melt in your mouth.
Wow.
I don't like fat on my meat, but this fat is butter.
Butter.
Yes, sir.
Wow. I need to have a bite of that, I guess, one day.
Yep. So yeah, you know what? I'm hoping that Trump we don't roll back the clocks. I think it's
I thought he was keeping it standard time. You sure?
no, because the studies came out and said when that happens, crime goes up because it's darker earlier. Depression goes up, suicide goes up, social and drinking and partying goes up. You know, they get to the bars early, it's dark.
Right, of
And
course.
so, you know, it starts getting dark later, then what a great, and then it's less wear on the grid,
Yes.
less crime.
It certainly is. And the thing about it is, I think it's more important to have it during the wintertime than even in the summer.
Oh, no doubt.
The summer, it stays light till 9 o'clock. So you could even be dark at 8 and be okay with me. But it's this winter that I don't like it changing. And that's when they change it.
Yep.
You know, when you could get that extra hour of light and instead of being 5 o'clock getting dark or 5:15, you got till 6:15 or 6:30 before it gets dark. That's a big, huge difference when people are getting off work because they go to work in the dark and they get off in the dark.
Yes, the other two accidents on the road.
And that too. I don't get why it's not been done a long time ago.
Yep. Good morning,
stay.
Brian Bartley. Thanks for joining us with another loyal listener.
There you go.
Yes, sir, Babaruski.
That's a great call that gentleman called a while ago about the helping him with his car.
Yep.
I hope that he can. He seems to really want to keep that and excited about possibly keeping it with a little help.
Who's this? Real quick.
I don't know I don't even know what's going on.
Sweet Emotions.
I don't know.
Aerosmith.
I don't remember the 80s.
There we go. I'm waiting for that.
That's a long intro.
Yeah. Oh my God, we're not going to get through it. There we go. That's got to be one of the longest intros around.
Forever, dude.
214-787-1190. Happy New Year's, our last show of the year, but we'll be back in 2025 going on 20. This is our 21st year. We'll be celebrating 22 years next November, God willing. Awesome. But thanks everybody for joining in and allowing us into your homes and your cars, into your cell phones, helping you with your automotive needs. It has been a true blessing. This will be 38 years now in the auto industry, keeping up to date with all the new products, what's coming out, what's hot, what's not, but mainly directing you down the right path financially when it comes to acquiring a new car, a used car, your service, your body shop. We looked at a couple of cars this last week, and luckily they had lifetime warranties on it. They went to trade in. I'm going, who painted your car? And they're going, wow, you noticed that? I'm like, buddy, yeah. And they went, well, I said, they didn't even clear coat this properly. And
Ooh.
They called them up and said, you bet, bring that car back. And so,
wow, that's cool.
Yeah. And so we were able to help every facet of the industry. We've got connections. whether it's parts, service, body shop, buying, leasing, selling your own car. Do you know how to sell your car on your own? Do you understand that there's over 250,000 flood cars traveling all over the United States being sold? Actually, in the state of Texas, over 250,000 that's not even recorded as a flood car. Do you know how to look at a car? We're going to help you with all that next year as well. And I want to just thank everybody. Sign up for the newsletter. We have now a person that all this information that we're going to be updating you bi-weekly to go in a newsletter out to you. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, sign up for the newsletter. I finally have somebody that's much better at doing that than me to help you and keep you informed and give you some there's going to be stuff to put a smile on your face as well, some really good articles, and then what's coming down the pipeline, and then how to get in contact with me. My cell number will be on there, so you'll always be able to call me and let me help you with your automotive needs. Good morning, Miss Carol Coomer. Okay, before we move in, the top resolutions for 2025. Now, these were people 18 to 80. And out of the 100%, get this. Number one, save money at 21%. Eat healthier, 19%. Exercise, 17%. Lose weight, family time, quit smoking, reduce spending. We're all in the top 7. Number one was no resolution for 2025.
That's kind of
at
like
43%.
Well, that's kind of like
we're done.
We fit in that. You know, I think most people do maybe not make a resolution, but maybe just in their mind something they'd like to change or move to, but not make it like a hardcore, you know, in front of the priest saying, you know, I'm going to just smack dead if I don't do it.
That's right.
You know, but it's good to have some direction, you know,
Yep.
I mean, to have a path that's going to take you, because
You gotta have a plan of action.
and goals, you know, I know you've been in sales a lot of years, and didn't goals kind of one a good thing to set for most people?
Yeah, I used to sit with all the salespeople, and we would set their goals for each month.
Right.
And then they, you know, I have some that said, well, I sold 12 this month. Next month, I'm selling 20. I'm like, yeah, don't do that. Let's go 15. Well, I'm going to do 20. 20 is great, but let's be
13?
realistic.
If you did 12, try to shoot for 13. Or 12,
and so,
you know.
because the bonuses were all set up based on how many units you
Right.
sold. And I said, so if you hit 15, you're going to pick up this money. Obviously, if you hit 20, you're going to pick up more money. But I was always, and I knew my salespeople really well, where some of them, you know, wanted to be overachievers, and that's fine. But there was a path to get there. And there's nothing worse than saying, well, I'm going to sell 20 and sell 12, and then you're, you know, depleted for the next month. And so I always kept them online on, here's a real number. But here's the thing, the bonuses don't change. If you hit it, you're going to make more money. But let's be realistic to hit this number, and anything above and beyond that, you know, you superseded yourself.
So it's good to kind of have an idea of an improvement of your life in general.
Yep.
To go into a new year. And I think that's one of the things too is that I really looking forward to and having is a really good, healthy year, because each year I've kind of gone through some different things, you know, and I know that because you have too, that I'd love to go through 2025 without any health issues whatsoever. Not that all of them been bad, but just things that just kind of knocks you for a loop a little bit. I'd like to keep that.
My wife's praying in 2025 I don't fall. I've fallen more than anybody. When I fall, I break bones. I mean, in the last 2 years, I've been in the hospital 4 times with fractured ribs, 2 fractured vertebrae, compressed muscles in my lower back.
So 2025 would be something you'd be looking forward to not having, right?
Yeah, and I get about another, 30 pounds off his body, then,
Well, those are not necessarily resolutions, but they are good commitments to kind of achieve. So, yeah, we get that.
Yeah, I'm going to go get one of those big blow-up sumo outfits and not worry about falling down.
There you go.
Hey, this segment is brought to you by 8-time Chevy Dealer of the Year, Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75. And want to thank them. This is their 9th year with the Automotive Edge radio show. And we have a new agreement with them. We can't be more excited. Jason Long, who is now the GSM over the stand grab operations, because they have multiple locations. They have Grand Prairie Chevrolet, Graf Chevrolet. Then they have the stores up in Sherman, And then they have Eldorado Chevrolet in McKinney, Eldorado Mazda McKinney, and want to thank them right now. Right now, get them while they're hot because you only have, 4 more selling days, then it's gone. 2024 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab, $18,000 off. $18,000 off. Unbelievable.
It's crazy.
2024 Colorado Crew Cabs under $30,000. Chevy Tahoes and Suburbans up to $8,500 off when you leave the lot. I mean, that's massive. You're leaving the lot where you don't have to worry about negative equity. You don't have to worry about it. So if all the rebates and incentives go away, it increases the value, and you're well below that. And so you got a bunch of equity. And then it comes down to the place. Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75 in McKinney. Right next door, Tommy Milton with Eldorado Mazda, one of the fastest growing car companies. And I'm telling you, the new CX-70 is in my top 10 SUVs. You got a V6, which you very rarely even see anymore. A lot of them go on the 4-cylinder, high output 4-cylinder, turbocharged 4 cylinders. And then you got the new CX-90, one of the newest, best people carriers in the marketplace today. So from Chevrolet to Mazda, Justin Griffin on the pre-owned side, why go anywhere else when it comes to your Chevy and Mazda needs? 380 and 75. Log on right now to EldoradoChevy.com. That's EldoradoChevy.com. The new man in charge of making the deals and working the car deals and getting the cars all appraised, Rusty McDonald, is there on the property ready to help you with your Chevy needs. That's EldoradoChevy.com. Online all the time. Stop in. Let them know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show. That's EldoradoChevy.com. So the big news, a lot of people were saying it wasn't true. It wasn't going to happen. It's not going to work. It's just all scuttlebutt. Well, it's happening. Honda and Nissan plan to merge under a new holding company.
Now, what does a holding company mean?
The holding company is the people that hold all the rights to the company.
Will they have a name for that?
Yeah.
So it'll be X.
Right now you have NEMAC, and
okay.
which is Nissan Motor Acceptance. You have Nissan Motor Company. Then you have a Honda Motor Company, and then Honda Acceptance.
Okay.
Honda Financial. So all of this they'll start a new holding company because you got 2 presidents of the company.
Right.
So you start another holding company and they share that platform.
Kind of like ExxonMobil did.
Yeah.
I got you.
And it said, with the top executives chosen by Honda and historical reshuffling of Japan's auto industry, meant to keep the country's second and third largest players competitive amid the global onslaught of the new competitors and technologies. Mitsubishi Motors, partly owned by Nissan, will decide by the end of January whether to join the new partnership or not. The CEOs of all 3 companies announced a new framework at an afternoon news conference on December 23rd in Tokyo, with Honda CEO Toshihiro Maibe in the center, flanked by his counterparts. The company said they'll now negotiate details. So
you think Mitsubishi should join them?
Yeah, no doubt about it. It says they have potential to be the world-class leading company in new mobility. By 2030, we need the artillery to compete on the battlefield, so we're starting today. So Honda, Japan's number 2 automaker behind Toyota, they're talking about joint force. But you'll still have Nissan, you'll still have Honda, you'll still have Mitsubishi. But by bringing everybody together and the technologies, the big kumbaya, you're going to see great things happening out of all of this. Some people agree with that, some people don't. But
do you agree with it?
I do.
Okay.
I do, because people have that mindset. Oh my gosh, Nissan's now Honda, Honda's now Nissan, whatever it's going to be. They're going to have the mindset, because when you throw Honda's name into it, although Nissan is a fabulous brand, always have been.
30 seconds.
It's going to be a big game changer. But the nameplate will still say Honda unless they put the new holding company.
It's just like ExxonMobil. You can still get mobile gas, or you can still get Exxon gas.
That's right. 214-787-1190. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Miss Carol Coomer, Happy New Year to you and your beautiful grand kiddos. That is a good grandma right there.
How about that?
She is always with the grand kiddos, traveling and moving and grooving.
A while ago we were talking about cremation and stuff, where we're going to be and what's going to happen. So Art said one guy got cremated and left instructions for his wife to bury him at sea. She flushed him down the toilet. I guess he actually went to the sea finally, huh? Yeah, I would. I figured that's probably what's going to happen to me.
I know a person that him and his wife had a special place to go where there was a big canyon.
Right.
His wife was cremated, and he took a potato gun and shot her ashes over the canyon.
Wow. It's kind of crazy. Oh.
And I went,
Okay.
what are you doing? So I go over there, and they're building this big potato gun. I said, what
What's
are you doing?
a potato gun look like?
It's a big piece of PVC,
Okay.
depending on how big a barrel you want to make.
Right.
And this thing was about 4 foot long. And they put the handles on it, and they put the fire charge and everything in the back of it.
Like a gun.
And you download the front. And
like a cannon, more like anything.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And went to the canyon.
Got a little fuse?
Yeah. And boom, shot the ashes over their favorite place.
Well, good for them.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know.
I told my wife, once I'm cremated, hopefully she'll bring the urn home. Maybe she'll leave it at the funeral parlor. I don't know. I said, but
set it in my vet. Just let it stay in the garage.
that's right. I said, as beautiful and young as my wife is, I said, there's going to be a lot of men that at my funeral are going to be handing you the phone number for
business card.
condolences. Don't be fooled. But I want to be like in that movie Ghost, where I get to reappear and go, honey,
Yeah.
you promised.
Yeah. Did she ever hear that? The noise, the things he was saying? That was, what's his name in that?
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah. I can't remember. I saw the movie. It's been so long ago.
No, she couldn't hear it first. She did at the end.
Oh, she was getting vibes though, wasn't
Yeah.
she? But she never heard but
It was his business partner
right, exactly. He didn't want him to
because he
do.
wanted Demi.
Right, exactly. I gotta go back and watch that, I guess.
Yeah. I got family members going, you're being cremated. I said, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Why not?
I mean, save yourself. My buddy said that him and his wife went down to do the funeral, caskets, the property and everything. $36,000.
That's
are you nuts?
That's on a minimal side. You can
Yeah.
go that. That's like our cars. That's where they start.
Huh.
But the property is as much as buying a property for a home.
I'm out.
No.
And
And
you know how much it is to burn me up? $750.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you buy an urn. I don't know what an urn costs.
Well, you got
maybe
different
a couple
prices of
$100.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be in heaven. I don't care.
Well,
I don't care.
I do know that some people believe in a spiritual religious way that you shouldn't do that, but I don't see the understanding of why they say that. And I know they say, if the rapture comes, the dead in Christ, it's not, you don't rise from the ground, you rise from the heaven with Jesus. That people got that wrong. So there's no reason to even have that worry. And even if it was, if you rise the ground, you don't think Jesus could do that or God could do that no matter what? You're going to be ashes to ashes anyway.
It's where your soul's going to be.
Exactly. So,
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good too. Let's just don't do it together.
I want one with I want my urn to be a disco ball.
I'm sure that'll happen. I'm sure they got that.
Real simple. Fill that puppy up with some ashes and
I want mine to be in one of those snow globes. Where you shake it up, you just kind of like, hey, look at him. He's kicking now, isn't he?
with a real picture of you.
Yeah,
in there,
right there,
and
like this,
all
something like
your
this,
ashes floating around it. Only Bo.
Yeah, shake that sucker up all the time. There he is, right there. He's alive and kicking.
That's outstanding.
And have a little deal like they do on the dolls, where you pull the little cord out and it goes, and you talk. So
Yep.
it goes, "Hi, this is Big Will's Bow Carver. Thanks for tuning in to the Automotive Radio Show."
That's outstanding. Hey, this segment of the show is brought to you by our buddy Will Sakala, Big Will's Body Shop, 35 and Risinger Road, right across from the North Crowley Stadium. Congratulations to North Crowley for their
Undefeated
state
season.
championship. I love what they put on their helmets. You see what they put on them?
No, I didn't notice that.
817.
The area code?
Yeah.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah. And so Big Wheels Body Shop is right across the street from that. And if you got that 3/4 ton or bigger, that's the place to go. If you're a business owner or you're a municipality or a school district and you got the buses and something's happened, I'm telling you, go to bigwheelsbodyshop.com. That's bigwheelsbodyshop.com and get Chris or Jordan out there to take a look at your rig and let them, you get all your stuff handled with the insurance, let them get all the parts and everything ordered. So when it gets there, it's ready to go in the shop. The place, bigwheelsbodyshop.com. So here's the thing that really gets me. Tesla unveiled a prototype of its long-awaited driverless, pedalless vehicle called the Cybercab.
Pedalless.
Yep.
Oh, no pedals at all, huh?
Nope. It's the Hollywood Robo Taxi, and they showed it in October. Said the company to offer unsupervised version of its driver assistance technology in California and Texas next year. The event left many investors with more questions than answers about the timeline, how Tesla planned to move forward from advanced driver assistance to fully autonomous vehicle. I don't get it. Now they're talking about, which I don't understand, but Elon's a pretty smart old boy, that Austin is going to be the big test and release city right now. He hasn't confirmed it, but he said Austin is in the running. And if you look, he's moved everything just about completely to Texas.
Yes.
And he got tired of dealing with, the wackadoodle-doos out there, especially Gavin Newsom. What a beaut he is. Trump becomes president. He hires. Now, here they're broke. The state is billions in the toilet, and he hires this entourage of attorneys to fight off Trump. Yeah. And I'm like, you can't be that dumb.
Well, they seem to find a way to be that.
Unbelievable. That's why they are the home of the wackadoodle-doos.
Yeah.
But it said they're in early discussion with Austin and the autonomous vehicle technology. I can't imagine what that insurance is going to be. If you're self-insured, I mean, it could bankrupt a company immediately if there's fatalities. And I don't get it. I don't get why one person vision becomes so important to the few, because I'm going to tell you right now, if my wife and I walk out of a restaurant, I am not getting in a driverless taxi. I'm not going to do it. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there it's like the people that are excited about getting on roller coasters. My little brother, Tommy, him and his wife, Pamela, used to travel the United States for the latest, greatest roller coasters. Well, and there's those people that are going to look for the latest, greatest, and they're going to get in that robo-taxi. I don't get it. And the thing about it is that you tell it where to go, you type in where to go, you just swipe your driver's license, and, the robo-taxi will get you there. I am 100% out.
Well, we've already talked about how.
I mean, would you get in one just to see what it was like?
No.
If it was free and it said, hey, Bo, we want you and Barbara Ann to jump in the taxi and take a ride around town, you wouldn't do it?
I might do that, but I
wouldn't even do that.
Well, the thing about it is, I know people say, well, it's safer than a guy that might be murdering you, or that you don't know who that driver is.
Jack the Ripper is your driver.
All that. I'm going like, I know that's happened, but you can't take something that's such a minute percentage and explode it to making it 100% problematic. And so I definitely would rather get in a vehicle that a guy's driving that I can communicate with right there without going through a whole bunch of hoopla and say, hey, yeah, take me to, the Four Seasons or wherever I want to go, or the airport. And then I know the guy's got.
Well, what if you're on your way and you have epiphany and go, I need a gallon of milk?
Yeah.
Or whatever the case may be, where you have that. I've had some really cool Uber drivers.
Right.
I have some that are, dead silent. They don't communicate. They don't want to talk to you.
That's okay. They still get you where you're going.
Yeah,
right.
I don't have a problem with that. Taxis, I couldn't tell you the last time. I guess it was New York that I was in a taxi. driving around many years ago. I guess I took a taxi from the airport to home, but I don't get the importance of why wireless is so dadgum. I mean, driverless is so important.
Well, we talked about earlier how concerning it'd be for hackers.
Well, if you look in Seattle, a lot of people don't know this, but Seattle is one of the testing grounds for a lot of vehicles,
Right.
whether it was hybrid, all electric, or autonomous. I don't know why Seattle, but that's the place. And I'm going, something is going to happen. So if you Google electric car stop in the middle of the city, you're going to see all these autonomous cars. I think there's like 30 or 40 of them, and they're stopped. And they had to call all these wreckers to get them out of the way because it stopped the roundabout. And so they're hauling them out of there. And so these people are on their computers typing, going, okay, back up, turn. The cars weren't even doing anything. I went, that is just unbelievable that is even in the realms. Why are we not just building safer cars, more fuel efficient, with better emissions? I don't get the driverless. I mean, I guess it'd be cool to be the guy, Elon Musk, to go, I designed and we have the first robo-taxi out there. Insurance-wise, I can't imagine what it's going to cost to insure those. I'm sure there's going to be a company, Lords of London or somebody that's going to, back the whole deal. I mean, who knows who that's going to be? Being self-insured in the automotive industry, that's just, craziness. But I think sometimes we go down roads that they say are going to benefit more people. But for me, when I take a look at it, it's just a better way to track people for two reasons.
Right.
Criminally and financially. And the financial part is to find how they drive, their driving habits, how to spend advertising dollars.
Insurance going higher if you
you can promote, hey, when you're going down this road, pull over into Buc-ee's, whatever the case may be.
Right. Advertising and
where they're getting so much information pulled out of the car. Plus, they can hear you, everything that you're saying and doing. And for me, privacy is paramount. And right now, because of, what's amazing is you see all these crazy kids when all these protests and everything going on, just holding up their phones, videotaping it. Why are you videotaping a riot or a protest? I mean, what are the benefits? And now I look at self-driving cars. I'm like, what is the benefit?
Well, if you really are into that and you really love that idea, I highly recommend that you watch the movie Leave the World Behind. And it's a thriller about how the self-driving Teslas are hacked and go really nuts in that show. That's
I
the
watched
movie.
it.
Leave the World Behind. So did I. Brought that up to you.
Yeah, we watched it, and they're standing there waving down that car, and that car's coming 90 to nothing. And went, oh, wait a minute here.
And another one piles on top of that and piles on top of that. And so if you
can hack into the Pentagon,
I was going to say, if you think that's
you don't think there's going to be that person.
I think that's a piece of cake for those kind of people. Really. Yeah.
And then what do you tell your insurance company? That wasn't my fault. I got hacked. We don't care. We want our money. I don't get it.
You'll be responsible.
214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. You're going to be really surprised when we get back when I tell you some of the best buys in the market. I never thought I'd talk about this. I never thought it'd come out of my mouth. But we're going to be talking about that and a whole lot more. Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
This is one of the best songs ever.
Do you remember when it was time? Love was changing the minds.
That's right. Shake it up a little bit. Let it go. It doesn't matter whether you can dance or not. Let it go. Let it go. Get your hands up. There you go.
I know
you got it in you.
If we had that, what we were talking about a while ago, you get in the car and it starts talking to you. That would be my morning kickoff.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
That song
never gets old.
No, and it just has the beat and the rhythm just gets you energized.
Yeah, there were some songs that they just flat wore out on the radio that you
Right.
turn around. I remember when every time you turned on the radio, one of the songs that they wore out that I really liked was Friends in Low Places. My gosh, did they wear that song out.
Yeah, I didn't even
And
like
you-
the song in the beginning. So they really wore me out.
You go down and you start thinking of some of these hits, they flat wore them out. Back when the DJs took requests, and well, we just maybe next segment they wind up playing. I mean, it was just crazy. I remember that one song, that Katy Perry song. Oh my gosh, that thing! Every time you turn on the radio, you just wanted to shoot yourself. But it was a great song. They just overplayed it. That's a song that I guess there would be a point where I don't know. Now I wouldn't play it through the whole way, but just get your day started, kick on a minute or so of it. Oh, you can't go wrong.
I put that song on replay a few times just because I love it so much, a lot. And especially during the summer when we'd be out by the pool and stuff and have the sound system out there. That was a high on the list. That was definitely high on the list.
Yeah,
song.
when we're ever out at the pool, that's in my
list, isn't it?
Whatever that thing's called. They got me. They paid
Spotify.
Yeah, I got a subscription to that, and that is one of my all-time favorite. And you know what's funny is my family, some of them like that old rock and roll, and some
of it's
like
good,
country. But every time that comes on, everybody starts grooving.
Oh yeah.
It don't matter.
Well, you'd have to be almost close to being in the cremation states to not enjoy that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody not like that song.
Yeah, Melinda put that next to my urn and turned it on. That urn probably start moving.
That's be a good idea about having, like I said a while ago, about the what I wanted to be like the snow globe. You could have a button where
Every time you shake it,
it plays some music.
It plays Earth, Wind, and Fire. Nice. There you go.
Hey, we might ought to do that. We might make a ton of money.
Buddy, I've just thought about that. We could take and market.
Y'all heard it here first. So if y'all do that, you're in trouble.
Snow globes.
Cremation snow globes.
Oh.
So
with your favorite song, every time someone
so
shook it,
why would it not work?
It would work.
Because whatever they're doing, that liquid or whatever that's in, isn't it a kind of a liquid?
Yeah.
Or is it?
Yeah, the whole thing would be with the ashes dissolve.
Well, I don't think it's a liquid though, is it? It's something that has to do with the weight of the snow. So if you took your ashes to where it may be fine the way
Well, there's
got
to be a product that would let your ashes
40 seconds.
float around.
Right. I'm sure. Well, dude,
Maddie's probably going, what are these two guys
with
talking about?
everything
This has gotten
that's-
so far off wheels.
Maddie, do you think that's
What?
a bad idea? I wanted my ashes to be like in a snow globe where people could shake it up, and then I got a picture of me in there.
With your favorite song.
Yeah, with their favorite song going.
That'd
When
be
you
cool.
shake it up.
And then I would take my ashes and give it to like family and friends.
Yeah.
And so every time they shook it, they'd see a smiley face with my ashes flying around with my favorite song.
Beautiful.
What more could you want?
I don't know anything.
You're having a bad day. You want to see something funny? Check this out. This is Kurt.
You talking about a good way to live on.
I'm in.
And then you don't spread your ashes. You just shoot next person down the line gets the ash globe.
Boy, this is an old rock and roll song here.
In the rain, with its head hung low,
I don't even know who this is.
Tell him, Maddie, who is this?
was a smooth
This is Foreigner.
That's right.
Good for Foreigner.
He had one guitar. I'm an air guitar specialist.
I see that.
214-787-1190 is the number. This segment of the show is brought to our buddies out there at Highly Accurate Fort Worth. I'm going to tell you, you want to be entertained, but you want to get the knowledge, you want to get the deal. Meet David Gomez. Every time I go out there, it's so funny. We have these long conversations, and I go out to my truck and I make notes. And he's got some of the best liners. He's got that one, I forgot what that word is. Maddie sent it to me that her dad really got me good on. And
She can probably tell you.
I don't remember what it was. What was that word that your dad was using, Maddie?
It was Matter Daddy.
Matter Daddy.
Matter Daddy.
So we're sitting there and he goes, hey, when you were running dealerships, did you ever have a problem with the Matter Daddy? And I went, what are you doing? He goes, back in service, the Matter Daddy. And I went, and I'm sitting there with Dean and the parts manager. And I went,
Never heard.
no,
of
he goes, we're discussing on whether to get rid of or keep the Matter Daddy. And I went, then finally everybody starts laughing. He goes, does it really matter, Daddy? I went, you guys are terrible. He's that kind of guy. But you know what? He sells a great product, great salespeople, being back in service. I mean, this guy is game on. Nobody knows Acura service better than Dean. And the employees that he's got back there, we're talking about long term. It's great when you walk in a dealership and it's like, hey, Kurt, hey, how you doing? How you doing? And you see the same familiar faces. Well, it starts at the top. For your Acura needs, RDX, MDX, the new ADX, ZDX, the place, HighlyAcuraFortWorth.com. So I was looking at all the pricing across the board on vehicles, all the pricing. This one blew me away, and it's not in my wheelhouse, but Hertz can't dump their EV fleet fast enough. And I went, so let's see what their prices are. Let me just tell you, if you're even thinking of buying an EV, you might want to go to Hertz. Because I'm telling you, they're telling people while they're renting them, they're sending them message going, hey,
you can
enjoy it. If you want to buy it, we'll make you the greatest deal in the world. Wow. So here's what you got. The Hertz rental posted a screen capture of an email sent by Hertz while a person was renting a 2023 Tesla Model 3. In the message, the low mileage EV is offered to the customer for $17,000.
Wow.
I'm going, you got to be kidding me. So
maybe that's why
Hertz
I'm seeing more Teslas.
Not only has Teslas, but also has the Polestars. And the Polestars you'll see being sold at the Volvo dealerships. And it says they were selling these for $28,500. And you're looking at, $60,000, $70,000 rigs. They want them gone. They want them out of their fleet.
The possession.
So I'm just telling people, if you're looking for the ultimate deal and you want to buy an electric vehicle and you don't want to spend a lot of money, I'm telling you right now, the Hertz rental company wants their Teslas gone, and they will make you the ultimate smoking deal on a Tesla or a Polestar. Now I went to drive the Polestar. Get this. I called and I said, hey, I'd like to drive a new Polestar. I had to make an appointment, fill out a form, tell them why I was driving it, what I was doing. Am I media? Am I just a person? I said,
did you have to give financials or anything?
I was ready to give blood. And I went, you got to be kidding me. I said, look, buddy. He goes, look, we have a process to go through. I said, you can't be selling a whole lot of these to go through that just to drive. And he goes, and then you have to tell them on what you think the time is going to be driving it. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, how long?
For me, it's about 3 hours, 5 hours. So I'll be back.
I'm going, I said, never mind. And he goes, have a good day.
No big
so I called the GM. I went, hey. He goes, buddy, it's just the way they do it. It's their business model. It is the worst business model I have ever seen in my life to test drive a car. You make an appointment. They fill out all this paperwork. And I'm going,
well, I see where
test drive a car.
Certain vehicles. Does some of the Chevy dealerships, like if you want to drive a Corvette, just say I want to drive the G06? Yeah, here's the keys. Take it.
Oh no, well, to your point, I get that where they go, well, hang on a second. We don't put miles on the Z06.
Right.
Is this something that you're looking to buy, or you're just out? I may have one over on the pre-owned side for you to, drive, whatever the case may be. But for the most part.
But you understand what I'm saying. I mean, you
have like somebody showing up at a Ferrari dealership.
Yeah.
Hey, can I drive a Ferrari?
Yeah.
Yeah, not going to happen. Rolls Royce, Lamborghini.
Yeah. So you understand that to some degree. So
yeah, but we're talking about electric car where
they're giving them away.
Yeah.
So you would think, hey, buddy, let's go.
Yeah. There's no big demand, and you want to go
have a hard ass about it.
And they had all this stuff. And so he goes, buddy, you just got to do it. And so the guy goes, then when I told him, I said, I'm with media. And he goes, how will this be published? What do you plan on doing? I said, I plan on taking pictures and videos. And how will they be used? I went, you have got to be kidding me. So I never drove the car. It's the only car, because let me tell you, I could call Simon Crossley over at Avondale Motors and tell him I want to drive a Bentley. In fact, one of my friends wanted to drive a Rolls Royce for her birthday, and Simon put her in the car for a day.
How about that?
Our friend Jackie Shapiro.
Oh, wow. Sweet.
And she had lost her husband, and her daughter was going off to school, and she was, in a tough spot. And I said, if you could have one birthday wish, what would it? And she goes, you know what? I'd like to drive a Rolls Royce. He put her in it for the day.
Wow, that's awesome.
So now, don't everybody call me for your birthday and say you want to drive a Rolls Royce. That's not what I'm getting at.
1 minute.
But, some of it's very simple, but I don't understand why. But now we understand that Hertz is really ready to make sure if you want an electric vehicle, they got one for
I don't
you.
even know why Hertz would even had those vehicles in their thing.
Oh, they were going to put 100,000 in their fleet, thinking that was going to be the next big thing. So another bonehead move from whoever.
Yes.
214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheel Bo Carver. We'll be right back. Did Melinda walk in?
I don't know. I didn't see her, but the dog kind of barked for a minute.
Vamonos.
What another great song here I could listen to a lot.
You know who this is?
Yeah, it's something boys, Los Lonely Boys.
Yes.
And that guitar and the bass.
Yeah, their question, how far is heaven?
I think it's raining. No, there you are.
Look at that hairdo. Wow.
We need some beauty on our show. Would you like to come and just sit down for a little while?
Make us look good?
Right here in the middle. I promise I'll be good. Do what?
We had a gentleman call in and told me how much he enjoyed me and Go Disco, and Bo got upset that he didn't compliment Bo. And so then Bo asked for a raise.
Yeah, I'm going to teach these people to quit calling in and bragging on you.
I'm going to tell all the women to quit saying nice things about you.
They won't, though. They'll keep doing it.
Oh, they will.
He's stealing all my best friends. I mean, I got to do something.
Everybody loves Bo.
We're trying. That's one of our New Year's resolutions, is to learn how to get along with each other. That might last a week.
Right.
It'll be like the people that do the New Year's resolutions for working out. It's like your pastor says you can't wait till February 1st.
Yeah.
All the parking lots are back open again.
Yeah. No doubt about it.
I've never been big on that. But
you did get a raise. For the listeners listening, when we went from Fridays to Saturdays and the pay didn't change, that was a raise.
Well, it should have.
That was just a given.
I was just.
Well, I didn't even think about inflation. I guess you do need a raise.
Right, exactly. I've been here for 6 years.
All right. What?
Well, going on 6 years.
Is that a plus or minus for me, though?
Well, it may be a negative. Really, you might be right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you start a GoFundMe with the listeners.
Maybe it's time to just change and get a new person altogether. Fire me. You're out.
Well, no, start a GoFundMe.
That's a good idea. Save the Bo.
That's right. If you think Bo needs a raise, go to GoFundMe.
Save the Bo. But I think we're on to something with this snow globe cremation.
Buddy, I think that is a great idea.
Who could we go to see how to get that? I know you can go to places where you can go where you can get it.
Yeah, and you don't want to give them too much information where they do it.
No, but there's companies that'll set you up with that claim that it's your idea and it's documented.
Or you get the patent and everything.
You get the patent on it and everything, and then you go through the process of then getting it done. And you just got to be with all these great engineers in this world we got. I bet you that we could go to one person and they'd go like, I got it right off the bat.
You know what we could do? Instead of it being a snow globe with water, if we had a little fan and it just blew the ashes up and played the music.
You know, my idea is not to create how to do it. It's that we have the idea, and
Yeah.
that idea can be done by an engineer or somebody that would know to where it's going to be dynamite. And if it's dynamite and it comes across fantastic, this thing could.
We just have to figure out how to get the rights to the music.
That would be a problem a little
Yeah.
bit, I guess. Well, you would. What you'd have to do is you'd have to do it to where you get like what's those companies like that collects money when they play songs. I can't think of. There's like BMI, ASCAP, and BMI.
Yeah.
That you let them know that that's going to be there, and they would collect money
Royalties.
from the royalties of that thing being sold, and then give it to the artist.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
I think we got something here.
I do too, man. I'm serious. I'm really dead serious about it. And I think that's something people would want to keep around forever and look at more of a positive than a negative. Like the urn just sitting there, oh, there's my dad, or it's kind of sad, Now you're just rocking with him,
That's
shake
right.
it, and there he is.
You'd be
3
laughing
seconds.
your butt off every time you shook
It
it.
would be a great feeling, not a sad feeling.
Yeah,
And
you
that's-
just hope they put the right music.
But you just kind of leave that to your, like a will. Say,
Yeah.
hey, when you do this globe, this is what I like to have when I go. I want a snow globe ashes, and this is the song I'd like to have.
Yeah,
Now,
I mean, you don't want a wife, that she gets cremated, she wants that done, and she cheated, and her song is "Girls Just Want to Have Fun." That could be a
I
problem.
want my baby back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be very good with it.
Yeah.
I would probably be a spiritual song. Though. That's probably where I'd want to go with it. I want to keep close to the Lord as I can get,
That's
even
right.
when I'm in ashes.
That's right. Yeah, you'll be real careful. You
Yeah.
don't want a hell's bells.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
there.
Highway to hell.
That's right. Gotta be careful what you ask.
We would like to take this time to say thank you for flying with us today here on the AutomotiveEdge.com Flight 101. Please extinguish all cigarettes and cigars. Place your seats in the upright position and fasten your seatbelt. Please do not try to exit through the exit door.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This segment goes to Driver's Edge Auto Repair, 21-year sponsor of the show from inception. We've had Driver's Edge on helping you with your mechanical needs. And it's a good time. We really haven't had a winter. Here we are going into January, and I'm talking about one day next week, 70 degrees. I don't think we're going to have much of a winter. I say that, and then we may have Ice-Mageddon hit us. But take your car over to Driver's Edge Auto Repair and get them to go headlight to taillight and tell you what you need, what they're looking at. They'll bring you out there. They'll show you versus just coming back with a piece of paper going, you need A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And that's not what you want. You want to see the reason why the repairs need to be done, especially if you follow your maintenance schedule. You want to follow it. But if, we have extreme heat like we did for a while this year, or back a couple of years ago, we had like 80, 100-degree days. You want to service it a little bit more frequently. You want to make sure one thing is you got good tires and good clean fluids, and then you get the longevity out of your car, and it makes it easier to trade with better resale value by maintaining your car. When you're showing your car to somebody, you go, look, here's all the books and records. I really maintain my car. Every 5,000, I'm changing the oil, rotating the tires, whether it needs it or not. Make sure that you're maintaining your car and that it's road ready and that it's safe, because that they're trying to pass it to where state inspections are not required. It's up to you, the consumer, to make sure your car's safe. Dumb move, but with that being said, don't be the one that doesn't get all the safety features checked out on your car. Always head to mydriversedge.com. That's mydriversedge.com for a location nearest you. So here's the cool thing. All the cars that I'm looking at coming out in 2025, there's a bunch of non-lookalikes. When you go on the road, sometimes we look at cars and you go, oh, and then it passed you and you went, oh my gosh, I thought it was this, but it's that. Well, in 2025, they're coming out with some vehicles that will have a new look and new complete identity makeover.
It's about
for these
time.
Vehicles.
And
so one is Bo's favorite, the new Honda Prelude
Yes.
coming in. They're saying it's going to be a hybrid around $35,000. $1,000. It was all scuttlebutt up to recently, and they said, yes, it's coming out. The new Corvette Zorro and the new Corvette ZR1. The Zorro is front electric, rear gas for all the torque and horsepower you think you need. And on the new ZR1, starting at $150K, which they're probably going to sell for way over that. They just set a new full assembly car road track speed record at 232 miles an hour at a factory. And so those are going to be the new hottest thing. The new Expedition coming out, which I said earlier in the show, I love the total redesign. I love the new look. I'm excited about that vehicle coming along, starting at $58K for a luxury brand vehicle. The Passport. I remember back in 1997, I had a Honda Passport. When you opened it up, it said Isuzu all over it. It was the Isuzu Rodeo with Honda badging on it, is all it was. And now they own the nameplate Passport, and they're coming out with the totally redesigned Passport starting around $40K. Another SUV total redesign entry. And then you have the new Lincoln Navigator. And I got to tell you, when I tell people, look at the new Lincoln, they're going, what do you mean? So, you know, they have the big bad boy, the Navigator. And I don't know how much more luxury you can put on a vehicle. I mean, you have your Denali's and your QX80, some of your big bad boys. In fact, the whole Denali lineup between Cadillac and GMC. And then you have this new Lincoln Navigator, and the refreshing and redesigning of this Navigator is off the hook. If I had $100,000, I would be driving one of these. It is really, really nice. The new Nissan Armada, which is the sister to the Infiniti QX80. Everything about this is cool. They have really put a lot of cool factor in that, and Nissan adding the totally redesigned Nissan Murano. Put these on your list. I have some friends go, wow, the Murano is still around. It is. And for me, it's a must drive. It doesn't cost you anything to go drive a vehicle. And if you're concerned about test driving, all you have to do is just give me a call and say, hey, I want to test drive. Remember, you never want to give out your Social Security number when you're test driving. Numbers aren't important if you don't like the vehicle. And we want to make sure that you get to spend all the time you need driving a new vehicle. And these are some really, really nice. Now, the maybes, and there's a lot of stuff out there that are talking about the new FJ Cruiser. And for a lot of you who don't know, Toyota built the FJ Cruiser, and Toyota had the FJ Cruiser, then Honda came out with the Element and brought a whole different drastic design. Really, the FJ Cruiser was more retro. The Element was kind of its own unique, ahead of its time design. And the base models they show where you can open them up, and the guy was hosing out the floor on the inside of this vehicle. It was incredible. I saw the commercial. I'm like, wow, he's hosing out the inside of the Element. And it had the drain holes and the way the doors opened up, and it did really, really well. And what was great is they brought it in. When sales slowed, they phased it out. The FJ Cruiser, I got to tell you, even in the used car market, those blue and white ones and the yellow and white ones, if you're driving an FJ Cruiser and you've taken care of that vehicle, those things are bringing all the money. Now they're talking about bringing it back. And when I saw the renderings, there was a lot of similarities to the previous FJ Cruiser. The Ram Rampage will be built, and the Ram Rampage is going to be the competitor to the Ford Maverick. And the Ford Maverick has just been off the chart. And so you have the F-150, then the next one below that, the Ford Ranger, and now they have the Ford Maverick. And the sales are incredible. And for the manufacturers that are watching that segment, they're going, wait a minute here. They have a 3-cylinder truck, and it is rocking. I mean, it is really, really selling a bunch. And so Dodge went, hang on a second here. You know, they had the Dakota forever, and it faded out because the problem was a lot of your mid-sized trucks were getting up there to where they were pricing as a full-size truck. And then you saw for years the Ranger went away, the Dakota went away, the Colorado went away. All these mid-sized trucks went away because there was no separation hardly at all between the price of both of them. So now Dodge is like, wait a minute, that Maverick is killing it. As fast as they're coming in, they're being sold. And now they're coming out with the right now it's on the maybes, but everything I read looks like it will be a production vehicle with the Rampage and another must drive. So I would just tell you, spend the time going out and test driving for 2025 because you got a lot of totally redesigned vehicles coming out. A lot of new makes and models that are going to be really totally redesigned. A lot of freshening on certain makes and models that are coming out. I've seen some of the designs. I'm kind of blown away that I'm like, why did you do that? You had one of the coolest lineups of vehicle design-wise that I've ever seen. And then some people have gone to this square, kind of flat nose, kind of boxy, with some squared off fender flares coming off. I don't understand that. Maybe it'll be a hit, maybe it won't. But there's some manufacturers that are really coming out. And then if you got the big bucks and you get into the Aston Martin, into the Vanquish, now we're talking $250,000+ vehicles. The new Ferraris, the new Lamborghinis, the new Rolls Royce, the new Bentleys. Boy, are they redesigning these vehicles and coming out with some unbelievable, gorgeous. So the new Bugattis, absolutely incredible. I don't have the $1 million expenditures on vehicles, but there is a lot of great stuff coming in 2025. And now with President Trump coming in, you're going to see that ICE production will be in full swing past 2035. And once he gets in and the mandates get taken care of, they dump the $7,500. They continue to build these very, very clean emission vehicles, even for not only the gas cars, but the diesels. The new clean burning diesels keep getting better and better and better. And that's the road we need to travel with the side purchases of the electric vehicles. So I think that ICE, because there's nothing out there to replace it. There's nothing out there to replace gas cars. There's not. And people say, well, if more people bought electric, then they would start building more. I'm like, well, hang on. Isn't that putting the cart in front of the horse? Let's go ahead and keep the ICE cars in and let the other companies without the federal assistance. I see where they just gave another company $600 million for a battery plant. $800 million for a battery plant. $1.2 billion to start this factory up.
Where's that going to lead them? To the poorhouse?
I'm going, goodness gracious, why is our money going when there's so much money in the world and so many investors, if you're really good at what you're doing, to back that vehicle? Why does the federal government have to do it? I never understood that. When you look at any kind of company, Levi Strauss, Nike, Under Armour, go on and on and on. These people are self-funded. They don't run to the government and go, hey, we need your money. We want to come out with better tennis shoes or better clothes or better jeans. It doesn't work that way. And why are we doing that for battery companies? Don't get it. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. When we get back, we're going to cover some of the top selling cars in the marketplace and my thoughts on why here on the Automotive Edge radio show on 1190 KFXR. And I just got a couple of texts going, maybe you're paying Bo too much. What does that mean?
Well, you dare to put their name out there?
No.
So I can know where to look them up.
That's right. 214-787-1190 is the number. Follow us where, Bo?
Follow us on the Automotive Edge Facebook page, Shifting Gears Facebook page. Go to Kurt Chase's LinkedIn page, and then you can follow us on YouTube at the Automotive Edge Radio Show. All those places, as well as on the radio. You're on Talk Radio 1190 AM KFXR.
Don't go away. We'll be right back. Great song. Oh, I thought it was I Can Only Imagine.
Oh, yeah, it sounded like that.
It did.
That's all right. It's fabulous.
It's Lady A.
Maybe that's what I'd have on my little ashes.
I think Maddie likes country music the most.
Actually, I think she likes that and pop. She likes pop music.
I bet Maddie goes out boot scooting. Do you go boot scooting, Maddie?
Boot
I've
scooting,
never been boot scooting. No.
No way.
boot scooting boogie.
You like all this country music and you never been out boot scooting?
That is correct.
Do you own a pair of boots?
No, I don't.
Oh, that's the first problem.
Do
We need to take Maddie down the stockyard and get her some boots.
you have a cowboy hat? Cowgirl hat?
I do have a cowboy hat. Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
well, you
yeah.
need boots then, Maddie. You don't wear a cowboy hat with tennis shoes.
I don't really go out where I would need cowboy boots, but I guess I could get cowboy boots.
Yeah, you don't have to go out just to wear. I wear cowboy boots all the time. I don't have a hat though. They want to
You need
charge.
a hat.
Yeah, they want to charge me double for my big head. I remember when that lady I was
That's
looking
funny.
at, she goes, "Oh boy, that's well over an 8." Well, that's nice. That's nice.
Just when walking in the door.
8 3/4. What do
Just-
you wear? 5?
I
6?
wear a 7.
I said, "It's just packed with more brains." She said, "That's what they all say."
Well, that's a good way, a good excuse to look at it that way, for sure.
So, what are you doing for New Year's?
Probably staying home.
Playing it safe?
Yeah, I don't get out. I don't like that.
Or
Easter-
do you miss all the New Year's gigs?
Not really.
Because you played in numerous ones.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to a football player that's been knocked in the head so many years playing. You just decides, it's time to get out. So I'm happy not to be in it.
Enough New Year concussions.
Yeah, exactly. About the same, really.
Do you have one that stood out as your favorite?
Yes. I don't know if I should mention it on radio or not, but yeah, it was a very high dollar concert that we played, and it was in East Texas. Great venue, great situation. And it was a nudist resort.
What?
A nudist resort. I told you I should have probably never said that.
You played in a nudist resort?
New Year's Eve, fabulous stage, fabulous sound system, big arena, and that's what it was.
How many people were there?
Probably 500.
They're all nude.
They weren't all nude. I wasn't. But that was the general consistency of the place that it was.
Wow.
That was a memorable one. And
Did
then
you ever play at the ranch out in Munster?
Munster?
Yeah. Munster, Texas.
Not the. I don't think there's a ranch there.
It's called the Ranch, the place. All the bands.
Well,
A lot
there's
of bands played out
there's
there.
one in like Wiley area,
Yeah.
Saxe.
It's out in Munster, Texas.
No, never
and
played
it's
out
called
there.
the Ranch, and
No.
a bunch of my buddies that played country music played out there, and a bunch of my buddies, the Molly McGuire's,
37
Joe City,
seconds.
Brittany, all played out there.
Really?
Mhm.
Never made it there.
We did one time. That was a haul.
It's a haul to Munster to go.
I've never been a big drinker. I was always a designated driver.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
When I went to the bar, I'd order a screwdriver, maybe drink half of it.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I was never alcohol was never really my gig.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Is it? I don't like getting around and getting out anymore. It's
She
for-
packed my bags last night, pre-flight. 0 hour, 9 a.m.
You know who this is?
yeah.
And I'm gonna be high
Last,
as a kite by then.
I love a lot of his old
great
songs.
talent.
Yep.
I miss
214-787-1190. Remember, 2025 is right around the corner. And if you have that automotive need, you've been holding off or waiting, right now the dealers are blowing out the inventory. When you look at Eldorado Chevrolet, $18,000 off of a Silverado, up to $8,500 off Suburbans and Tahoes. And then my buddy Jermaine Pearson out there at Classic Buick GMC, tax credits. So if you want to lease, you don't have to pay TT&L. Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. They have a new GM out there, James Ponce. And I was up there the other day talking to him, and he's got tax credits on almost all the Hondas for this week, from now until January 1. So if it's a Honda, make it Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. James Ponce is the new GM out there. And then you have Haley Owens, who has been there forever and ever and ever, one of the sales ladies, and talk to her. So if it's a Honda and you want to lease a Honda and you don't want to pay taxes, now's the time. Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills, right there at 820 and 26. And they have a new captain of the ship, and I spent some time with him, and he's moved his family here, and he's excited about taking over the dealership and making Honda, the Honda experience, as good as it gets. So good tax credits, good discounts, over 500 vehicles to choose from. So whether it's the new Civic, Accord, Ridgeline, Odyssey, Passport, Pilot, the place, Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills, 820 and 26. Or you can find them online at normreeveshondanrh.com. That's normreeveshondanrh.com. Let them know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show and take advantage of tax credits. I mean, that's thousands of dollars you don't have to pay, which is reducing your payment and your down payment out of pocket to drive yourself a new Honda. That's Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, NRH.com. So we talked a while back about SUVs being a fad, and a lot of people are really inquiring about this next cycle. Are manufacturers going to be coming out with more cars? And, you know, my thing is, if they can build an electric car, why not make an ICE car? That's what I don't get, is that they're building electric cars, but why wouldn't you make them ICE cars when the demand is really good for cars, depending on the manufacturer? You know what the top selling cars in the world you're looking at, the Toyota Camry, the Honda Accord, the Honda Civic, the Toyota Corolla, the Mazda 3. I mean, you just go along the lines of all these new vehicles, the Elantra, the Sonata, and on. And these cars do really well. And here's the thing, they're making them so much better looking. I mean, Honda and Toyota was always very conservative, where Hyundai and the Nissan Sentra. I got to tell you what, we bought a new Nissan Sentra for my daughter, and then my son's girlfriend, she just picked hers up. And it was just, wait till you see it. And it's just a good looking rig. And then all the components and everything are as good as just about anything out there. So the market on the cars is doing really, really well. The reason is the price point. And then the consumers are saying, well, we're going to get a new president. The rates are going to come down and make SUVs more affordable. For me, I always thought it was going to be a trend. I really did. So would you rather be driving an SUV? Well, you got both. What do you enjoy driving more?
Sedan.
Yeah.
For overall just driving. Now, when I need to haul something more bigger than just a sedan, it's nice to have an SUV. And I think that that's probably what a lot of families have. But they're just getting away from these sedans, and I don't understand it.
I don't. I've always gone back to that when I talk to the younger people. I didn't have one in all the groups that I talked to and all the surveys I sent out that they were even remotely interested in an SUV. It was cars and trucks. Nothing to do with SUVs. Everything was cars and trucks. And I'm going, I don't know why that wouldn't be a bigger focus with, the baby boomers getting up there and they're holding on their cars longer, that you wouldn't have a whole new.
So what do you think their thought process is with that? Is it just to try to keep up with the Joneses or to keep up with the other manufacturers, or they're doing it so we need to do it?
Well, when you talk to them, they were going, we know what the people want, and it's SUVs. And I'm going, well, when gas prices got up, what happened? It didn't work out real well. Here recently, the used car market's been on fire because of lower prices, because of the higher interest rates, and cars aren't getting any cheaper.
Right.
I mean, they just keep going up and up and up and up. And that's where these sedans and these cars are looking so much more interesting because they're more affordable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the average SUV is $52,000.
Right.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And, you know, I was going back and looking at, I remember when I was selling Bronco 2s in the teens.
Wow. How about that?
I mean, it was, boy, we would post
Is that such an animal now?
No way. We would post the Bronco 2 with a manual transmission, just a XL model. We couldn't keep them in a manual, and they were gone.
Right.
And that was the other thing too is, you know, when I talked to a lot of parents, and I was like, "What would you think about manual transmission?" He goes, "I don't know that I would ever take the time to teach my kid to drive one." But I got a buddy. His name happens to be David Gomez, and Maddie can attest to this. All of you, you and your siblings all know how to drive manual transmissions, don't you? Okay, Maddie's gone. Anyway, she's
on a self-driving car right now.
That's right. They all drove manual transmissions. And for me, my first car I learned, I was with Charles Lester, and I drove his Pinto 4-speed. Man, I learned how to drive that thing way before I learned how to drive any other car. And then when I went and worked on the farm hauling hay, you better know how to drive a manual transmission or you never got off that hay field. You better learn how to drive that tractor. And so I got up on that thing, and it was a 3-speed, and I figured it out. And then I got a break driving the tractor from hauling that hay. So I enjoy the fun of driving a manual transmission. When I drove the Integra in the manual, the clutch is so much easier. It's so much softer to get in and out of the gears where you're not tearing up the clutch on the car.
Right.
But I'm hoping that for 2025, we already pretty much know what's going to be built and what's going to be coming down the pipeline. But I would really hope to see that change. And I don't know why they don't think a big sedan built right with the right horsepower and the right power. When I drove the CTS, you know, with the 4-cylinder, I just didn't get it. I just didn't. That thing should have always had a V6 and then the V6 turbo without having to go to the V series and get the big high performance motor. So I really think there's a good medium point in there between the small cars and the medium cars to have some entries in there that are a little bit bigger sedans in that $30,000 price range that would kill it. I mean, I'm still shocked that Chevrolet is getting rid of the Malibu. And once they announce it, guess what? Everything that they're getting in at Eldorado Chevrolet, they're selling.
Yeah.
I mean, those things are blowing off the shelves once they announce it, and that's the last of the really true sedan out there.
The medium size, you mean?
Yeah. There's no big sedans. And you look at Cadillac, and that CTX is fixing to be gone. They're dumping the XT4. And you look across the board. I'm telling you what, Buick could come out with a LeSabre, or Buick could come out with an Electra.
Yeah.
And they would kill it.
Yes, they would.
If it was a good size car. And the big thing is the performance of the motor. Not to put a big car out there with a dinky motor in it.
Yeah, of course.
And not get the response.
Well, nowadays they have
30 seconds.
They have that ability.
Yep.
They've got probably more of that ability now than ever before to have a powerful engine and still be lighter weight and a big vehicle.
Yep, I agree. Did you ever own a big vehicle?
Oh, yeah. I had that.
What was the biggest car you owned?
That Olds Delta 88.
Yeah, buddy. The disco limo.
Yes, sir.
We always drove big cars, though, when you were a driver.
Well, when I was younger, it was all small cars. My first few vehicles, my first one's a Volkswagen. The next 2, 3 after that was that. Shift gears.
Yeah.
All small cars, but finally got
What was great about the manual transmission, your battery went dead, you could jump it.
Loved it.
You
Loved
bet
it.
a couple of buddies pushing the car, you're set.
Loved it.
214-787-1190. Quick break. Don't go away. We will be right back. I get to go clean grease out of my garage.
How much is in there?
Pretty good amount. I got paper towels all over the corner over there. I didn't realize it. All kind of slow ran underneath the big plastic trash can that holds all my
Did you get
toiletries.
anything on your car in there?
It's on the other side.
Oh, okay.
My car would have told me.
Hey, we got grease.
Hey.
Talk to the car.
That's right.
All right. Well, we're moving right along. This is getting close to the top of the hour. A couple more segments.
So you won't be out running around the yard today, will you?
Not in this weather.
So do all your animals have coverings?
Yes, they do. They all have it. Ducks, chickens, they all have a place where they can go and get away from that.
You ever have snake problems with the ducks and chickens?
We have had that.
What do you do? Just shoot them?
If I can catch them, I do. I can
Yeah.
get to them. They eat the eggs, but we try that. You know, it's not horrible because the dogs. We have a cat. Cat kind of helps, and the ducks and the chickens, if they can catch a snake before it gets too big, they'll eat them.
Huh?
They'll eat the snake, chickens and the ducks.
Wow.
But you know,
Are you pulling my leg?
no. But if they get too big, they can't.
Yeah.
And they kind of run from them then. But
What are they? Rat snakes?
I don't know what they're, ground snakes or rat snakes or something like that. I've never really seen any poisonous snakes that I'm aware of. But I was out there one day, woke a couple of my neighbors up, I think, when I was out there with my 12 gauge shooting at them in the water.
They're moccasins?
Oh, no, I don't think I've seen any moccasins.
So your stock pond pretty full, huh?
It is now. It was dry.
Is there
for
fish
the
in there?
longest. There will be if it stays full. But when it dries out, then
I mean, how do the fish get back in there?
It's a good question. A lot of
Because
times
you don't stock it.
No, but those herons, those blue herons, they bring eggs. They come in and drink the water. Sometimes even try to get little fish, but when they do, from another pond, they bring eggs and then they drop them in a pond, and then that's how those fish come about. Pretty weird way nature
Did you ever
works.
caught anything out of there and eating it?
Not eating it, but I've caught and
What do you
released.
catch and release?
Yeah, we've had some about that big in there. It's just not a very big pond. I was actually kind of shocked how big. Catfish. We've had catfish in there, so it's kind of fun to do that. But I'm not a fisherman. I don't care about all that. But the grandkids like it.
Yeah.
Throw them out, a couple worms.
Did you ever have a cane pole?
We have bamboo cane poles, but they use regular fishing rods and reels.
I remember my brother. We didn't even have any pole, but they had cane pole and a treble hook and some corn there. It was like,
Well, that's what they used to do back in the old days. That's how they fished.
Yep.
Well,
I just never got into it. Wasn't my gig.
I don't like fishing. It's boring to me.
And you know what I found out? I got a buddy, Scott, and he's one of the top bass fishermen around. And I got a buddy, Randy Whitehead. He used to be in the car business with him. He's a great bass fisherman. All that stuff being quiet on the lake is all BS. You don't need to be quiet when you're fishing.
Yeah, no.
I said, what do you mean? He goes, buddy, I got a hammer, the handle of the hammer, wrapped in duct tape, and I beat the bottom of my boat.
Probably brought them to him.
I'm like, what are you talking about? And he goes, buddy, that we turn on music, we talk,
Yeah.
You don't have to be still. My dad was always like, don't say a word.
Gonna scare
The fish.
Yeah. Don't scare no fish. If you're scaring fish, there's probably none around.
I was sitting there selling turnips on a flatbed truck, crunching on a pork rind when she pulled up. She had to be thinking this is where rednecks come from.
214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. This segment of the show goes to our great folks over at Grapevine Dodge, right there, 121 in William D. Tate. Showroom is almost open, I think another week away. And I got to take a tour of the showroom floor, and this place is absolutely gorgeous. They have made that. It's something that it's not really split, but they have a big wall in the middle.
Is it a see-through wall?
A what?
A see-through wall, like a glass wall,
No.
or it's a regular wall?
Yeah, and it's got Dodge and Ram on one side and Jeep on the other. Still open for them. And boy, oh boy, is this place beautiful. They really, really, I guess the store was like 20-something years old and did a complete facelift. And it is nice. In the meantime, while this is going on, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep keep sending them cars, and they're stacked deep, which is a big plus to you. If you take a look at their specials, if you go to grapevine.dodge.com, that's grapevine.dodge.com, you'll see all the specials. And almost 75% of the inventory is 20% off MSRP, 20% off. There's not that much markup in it. So they get some help from the manufacturer to move the inventory, because once that place opens, they get that big special allocation of vehicles for the total remodel from the manufacturer. And they have got to move this inventory that they have right now to make room for the inventory that's going to come down the pipeline with their new re-grand opening. They're at Grapevine Dodge, 121 and William D. Tate. Check out all the specials online all the time at grapevine.dodge.com. That's grapevine.dodge.com. So I was asked the other day, and I'm running around, I'm meeting a lot of new faces. There's new managers and new people, and they asked me what I would love to see out there. And I told them I would like to see less models. Less models. I mean, you talking about
we
confusing.
talked about that in the last week or two. About that's the one thing that I don't get is having just remember this statement? Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
Just don't overpower people. It makes their brains blow. It's just not good.
And Audi, BMW, Mercedes, and Volvo, my gosh, do they have models? Models to make models upon models for the models.
And plus models.
Yep. And so I was asked again if I could take one vehicle and put it in my driveway, what would that be? And I changed my mind.
One vehicle to put it in your driveway, and you'd have to.
Yeah, you just give me a blank check, and I got to go buy it.
And that you have to keep it. That's not where you turn it in about 30 days. But
yeah,
that's it. That's your vehicle.
Yep.
What is it?
A 3/4 ton Platinum 4-wheel drive.
Well, I knew that's what you.
I mean, my G90 was it.
Right.
I mean, that Genesis G90 is the cat's meow for a sedan. I love that car. It reminds me of the old big Jaguars. Jaguar, so many cars all kind of combined into one, especially that huge back seat. I like everything about that automobile. But the more I'm out driving pickup trucks, boy, having a big bad boy that sits up there, a big 3/4 ton diesel truck is what I'd like to have in my driveway. No need. I mean, I have nothing to tow, nothing to haul, no boats. No, I like it.
Well, there you go.
I hear that Roger Miller, King of the Road, every time I get in it playing in my head. And I'm going to tell you, people get out of the way, but the ride and the handling of those big bad boys, the only problem is that going to dinner and finding parking place is a little bit difficult.
Well, you got to learn how to navigate, that's for sure. But people be getting out of your way for sure.
Yep. Hey, here's one thing that I want to cover. If you're out looking for a car, and we've talked about this going into 2025, quit handing out your Social Security number to everybody. You got to stop that. I have seen more bureaus recently where the consumers now know that you can get a credit bureau for free once a year. It doesn't affect your credit score. Or if you're hooked up with Experian or Equifax and you have that subscription like I do, you can go in and look at your credit all the time, see your revolving debt, everything that's going on, what your scores are. You don't want a ton of inquiries. You do not need to give out a Social Security number to test drive a vehicle. You don't need to. Remember that. You don't need a Social Security number to test drive. You only need it when it comes to buying the vehicle. And when people say, hey, well, let's go ahead and get your social, your question should be why? Why do you need my social? And I've heard everything, well, that's our policy here we need to verify that you are who you are. Not for a test drive. For your test drive, all you need is your license and your insurance card. That's it. You don't need anything else. But I have people that going, hey, I went to 6 dealerships and I got a notification. I got 14 inquiries on my bureau. What do? I went, there's nothing you can do. Go back to the dealer and say, hey, I want you to send Equifax and Experian a letter going, remove the inquiries. I'm telling you now, the only time you need is when you're ready to sit down and do business. Not negotiate, but to buy the vehicle. Because you may want to negotiate to see where you are financially, and the Social Security number doesn't do anything. The only thing it will do is tell you what your rate's going to be. Are you a qualified buyer? But if you know you are, and you know how you pay your bills, that's all you need. Okay, figure this with excellent credit. Figure it with average credit. And then when they pull your bureau and you've got excellent credit, obviously the rate's going to come down. But you can negotiate a car deal without ever giving your credit out. A lot of the dealers across the board are figuring loans at 9%. Out of all the dealers I went to this week, I said, what is your average pencil? And a pencil is giving you the numbers when they write out the car deal. And he goes, we figure everything around 9%. Now, there's a bunch of places that one of my buddies yesterday, they had 299. He goes, I know I qualify for 299 and I'm putting this much money down. And they came back with the numbers going, okay, with $3,000 down and with $5,000 down, with $10,000 down, here's your payment at 2.99. If you go with the rebates, here's your payments. And at that point, the 299 was much better because they offered it up to 72 months. And he goes, okay, I'll do that. And they said, okay, now let's pull your credit. And they pulled it. He was excellent, took delivery of his new vehicle. That's the way you buy an automobile. But to go from dealer to dealer to dealer, handing out your Social Security number to everybody is a bad thing to do. You don't need to do it. So slow your roll, back off. You don't need to be handing out your Social Security number while you're going out. And then remember, when you're giving the information on your credit application, whether you're typing it in or the salesperson is asking the questions, you can verify everything that you're saying on the bureau. If you're married, it's 50%. If you have a mortgage and it's $3,000 a month and you're married, it's $1,500 a month. And then you would put spouse and their gross income. Doesn't mean your spouse needs to be on the credit application, but if you're married, you would put spouse and their gross income to show that, you know, that you have balance there. If you go in there as a single person by yourself, but you are married and you have all these joint accounts, you could affect your debt to ratio and minimize the car that you want to buy, how much you can finance or whatever. But everything that you put down on that credit application, be able to back it up. And you're good to go. But don't run around. You don't need a Social Security number to test drive, and you don't need a Social Security number to negotiate a deal, period. Keep that private till you go, these numbers work out, now pull my bureau. 214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break, get things wrapped up for our final show of 2024 here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeart Media Network. We'll be right back. Here's your favorite song.
Yeah.
Blame it on my
roots.
Showed up in
Or he became a wacky doodle dude
Black
too.
Tie Affair.
He's losing a lot of followers.
The
He is.
last one to show I was the last one you thought you'd see there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sure came forward and tried to crush him, didn't they?
Well, he got whack. He's left. He's gone nutty. Wackadoodle doo.
Really?
California-ish. Oh yeah.
Garth Brooks.
Yes. Yeah, they have. I don't know what made him be so vocal about all that, but yeah, he's in the same deal with what's her name that they show on TV all the time. Same kind of thought process.
Wow. It's too bad. I knew it came out and some girl came forward, blah, 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 blah. And
Well, there's that too.
he was saying that's all BS.
Well,
and
that
this,
may
that.
be, but I know his political views not. It's left.
Too bad.
Country music people don't like that.
Mm-mm.
Guarantee you that.
That old good grassroots homegrown.
Yeah, that ain't gonna fly with that group. I'll tell you that. But
Yeah, sometimes it's better to keep your political views to yourself.
I think everybody should, even right or left. I mean, I like Dolly Parton. She won't even tell you. She goes like, "It's none of your business." What
I've never seen so much hatred and anger and separation in my life than when he first became president and now getting reelected. I've never seen anything like it. I've never been
Well, you know,
in conversation where I would tell a lot of them, "Hey, stop. We don't need to go down this road because the end result's not going to be good."
Well, the thing about it is, I don't think the American people are going to put up with it this time around. I think there's going to be a really uprising if they think they're going to get away with it like they did last time. And number two is y'all have had your stay. Y'all have had your time. We've had to put up with y'all's BS and taking this country down to nothing. Let the Republican, they were voted in. The people wanted them in. They won everything. So just shut up, sit back, enjoy the ride for 4 years, and if it doesn't go right, maybe you'll get a chance to get it back.
Yeah.
So just shut up. Quit doing, saying all that kind of crap and doing everything they want to take him out. I know a lot that people said a lot of things about Biden, but nobody really did anything to try to take him out or, do all this impeaching and doing everything. I mean, nobody liked a lot what he did, but they didn't go down that route like they did with Trump. I think the hatred, in my opinion, y'all can hate me for this, but I think it comes more from the left than the right. I really do.
Oh yeah, all the propaganda and falsehoods and everything have been published, and but my problem was I have family members that are Democrats, which I don't really care whether you're a Democrat or Republican, but you don't have to be a hater.
Well, it's just to get to the point to where you don't even have. You hate your family member because they are this or that or the other. I wouldn't hate a family member if they voted for Biden. I wouldn't understand it, but I'm not going to
flip the switch on.
Just you're out, you're done, bye, never want to speak to you again. So that's the part I don't understand. I mean, if you can't get along about it, just don't talk about it. Okay, we have a right to disagree, but you're my family, and let's just go on with our family thought process and stay as close as we can and get through all this. But once you start locking people out, that's what I don't get. And I do know it comes more from the left than from the right.
Well, their checkbook is getting closed and all their little buddies and lobbyists are getting all that's going to be kiboshed, and we're going to clean it up. And too many people that don't get involved in seeing the waste, and then when it's brought to fruition there, you get resentful.
Yes, exactly.
I don't get it.
I don't know. It's just what it is.
Two 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show, and once again, I want to thank everybody for all the belief in what we do to contact me on a regular basis to help you with your automotive needs. I am humbled. I always will be. I don't think that I'm something special because I have a radio show, because I'm here for you, the consumer. So if you ever have a need, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, car, parts, service, body shop, I'm your guy. I'm your guy to help. I will never ask you for a dime. I don't ask the dealers for a dime. We have a dozen sponsors that keep the show viable, where we can help you, the consumer, 6 days a week. Sunday, I can't help you. Sometimes I sneak in my office and
you might help them find the Lord.
That's right. And send you a couple of messages, or I'll let you know how I'll be talking to you on Monday. When I get messages late Saturday, a lot of times I don't respond, but I may send you this, but I'll get to you. And if you don't hear from me, my cell number is on my website to contact me, because I've been looking at my spam. I found 4 more spams yesterday, and one of them goes, "I didn't think you'd ever call me." I said, "I don't know why I went to spam, but now I'm checking my spam every day." And the other day I had 600 and something spams in there, and I went, as I'm going through them, I'm finding
some data, some good stuff.
Yeah, appraisals or I need help, or whatever the case may be. And I apologize because I was 4 or 5 days out from getting it. And there was one going, hey, we already bought. I said, but here's the thing. My cell number's on my website. So if you don't hear from me, call me. Leave me a message. Send me a text, and I will respond to you. But, we've helped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people this year get new vehicles. We've saved hundreds of thousands of dollars to you, the consumer, by getting involved, making sure your trade value is what it should have been, that you're getting a fair price, that you're aware of all the rebates and incentives that are available to you that you might not have known about. There's a lot of people that are going in and not realizing you're a college graduate, or you're a first responder, or you work for a certain company or a city or military, whatever it is, and there's money sitting there. And we just want to make sure that all bases are covered. And the big thing is making sure in 2025, your credit standing. And even if you go in one time and take a look at it when you're getting close, you can do it, that free report, and then we can go through it and make sure that A is A and B is B. So when the dealer pulls your credit, you're not going to all these free credit services, and then you get to the dealer and find out your score's a lot lower, could be higher, or somewhere in the mid-range, where we can make sure you're getting the best of both worlds, the best interest rate, the best price on the car, the best trade-in value, and then you can hand that down to your kids, your friends, and family going, hey, we got this guy that'll step in and help you with your automotive needs. And yesterday was so humbling with the amount of people that I got to talk to and help and meet with when it came to buying cars. I got some incredible pictures sent to me. One sent me of their dogs all dressed up for Christmas. And that's all personal, which is cool. Then we start just a relationship where you always have me to contact and go, hey, here's what's going on. I bought a car too soon. I'm looking to trade. What are my options? There's a lot of people that we turned on to leases that would never lease, but had a ton of negative equity, put up some cash. They're on a 3-year lease, and at the end of the 3 years, it's over. They got a clean slate, and they get to start back over. So we want to make sure that your automotive needs are taken care of, and bring in a great 2025. We're excited about Inauguration Day, and I think this next 4 years is going to be a real wake-up call for America.
To see what it can be again.
Yeah, exactly right. You took the words right out of my mouth. To see exactly what this country should be doing, and all the people that are just hosing the American people and wasting our money because they think they're the powerful Oz. All that stuff's
polluting America with illegal aliens and everything. I mean, it's just become like a cesspool with this last 4 years of what's gone on.
Yep,
in my opinion.
And I want to tell the consumers, there's so much new stuff coming out. Take a deep breath. Rushing out to be the first one to own it can cost you a whole lot of money. You got to be that first one.
But on the same token, if it's a car that you like and it's first a new car out, don't be afraid to buy it either. If you like it, don't say, well, I'm going to wait till they sell several thousand, see if there's any problems with it.
Because it's inevitable they're going to get more inventory, and then they're going to start discounting them. And then you could put yourself in a real negative equity situation. Other than the specialty cars, when you look at your Z01 and your Zoros and all these specialty cars that are coming out, that's a whole different world. Right. But for the average consumer, there's a lot of really, really good deals out there, and there's going to continue to be a lot of really good deals. And we want to help you with it. So, Bo, thanks for another great year.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's been great. We got another one coming up here in 2025, and get sponsors are hopping on with us, and it's nice to have them to be repeating with this show, because it's speaks highly of what the show does, and highly of them because we want them.
That's right. Miss Maddie, we'll be seeing you on Monday. You have a great weekend. Send me the picture of the toothbrush. Don't forget.
I'm pulling it up right now.
I
want my toothbrush.
That's right. We'll get you the toothbrush.
What'd you get for Christmas? I had oral hygiene.
That's right. I did oral hygiene.
It's the older I get, the more I realize I just want a bill paid. I want a toothbrush, and I just really want a roof over my head.
Yeah, the basic necessities of life.
What happens when you start getting older? Growing up.
That's what Blue used to sing, that song, Bare Necessities.
Right.
That's what my wife told me one time. I reminded her of Blue. I'm like, wow, that's terrible. Big old belly bear singing, but I guess that's the way I look. But anyway, we want to thank everybody. Remember, if you have a friend, a family member, or yourself that's in need of any automotive help, If you're one of these long-term owners and you want to get connected with the people that are going to maintain your car, let us help, because then I'm held accountable to you, and I make sure the vendors and the companies in the business that we're using are also held accountable, and that your automotive, your second largest purchase of your life other than your home, you're well taken care of. So thank you so much. I hope everybody gets to put 2024 behind us, all the hatred during the elections and all the anger. Get reconnected with your family members. Reach out for the family members you haven't spoke to and get reconnected. I hope that it's the lowest rate of divorce, the lowest rate of problems, the lowest rate of incarceration, low interest rate, low pricing. Everybody gets back on track, and we can make America great again. So God bless each and every one of you. Big Wheels?
Yes, sir.
You got anything else for us?
No, that's it. Just remember that we'll be on next Saturday.
Yep.
So tune us in, and I hope everybody has a fantastic New Year's Eve. Be safe out there. Don't get crazy. Remember that, the popo are going to be in full swing on New Year's Eve. So don't put yourself in that position. Go ahead and get in that driverless car and see where it takes you. You might be better off than being in a popo.
Uber.
Yeah. The driverless car on a night like that would be better than riding in the popo car.
Get that designated driver and be safe. So the news has nothing but great things to report. Big weekend of football. I can't wait to start seeing the college playoffs and the pros.
Quarterfinals are coming up this week.
So thanks so much, Maddie. Happy New Year to you, and thank you for all that you've done to make this show so good this year. We love you and appreciate everything that you do. It has not gone unnoticed. Without you, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. Have a great weekend. God bless. Turn off those electronics. Get reconnected. Tell that person you love them. Have a great, happy, and prosperous New Year's, and we'll be back here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show for year 22. Have a great weekend.